A young man strode towards the beast-taming elementary school, where the important exam was just a few days away. In the classroom, the teacher concluded the final lesson, reminding the students to prepare thoroughly for the assessment. Anxiety filled the hallways as students discussed their uncertain futures. A blonde-haired student boasted about his grand ambitions, a stark contrast to the despair of his classmate who was holding his head in his hands. A pensive look was evident on Lindsey's face as he rested his chin on his hand, silently contemplating the upcoming aptitude test. Suddenly, the scene shifted to a cosmic space, revealing the secret that he was a time traveler who had just arrived in this world. The memories of his former body replayed a horrifying past, where giant monsters ravaged cities. Amidst the chaos, humanity found a way to fight back by taming those very same ferocious beasts. From then on, the profession of beast tamer was born, becoming a symbol of power and status in the new society. Becoming a beast tamer meant entering the elite class of society. Young people who reached the age of 18 all had the opportunity to sign a contract with their first beast, determined by their soul power. However, Lindsey's destiny was tied to a small, blue creature, a seemingly harmless Snowball. He stood alone in a space of despair, haunted by the prospect of a mediocre life with a beast that could not evolve. Discontent surged as he walked, comparing his unfortunate fate with other lucky time travelers. Just then, a group of thugs blocked his path, the leader placing a hand on Lindsey's shoulder with a condescending air. Mocking laughter rang out as they ridiculed his pet, suggesting a mediocre future of selling ice cream. A flash of anger appeared in Lindsey's eyes. His teeth clenched as he faced his tormentors. Lindsey stared in disbelief as a virtual system interface announced that the activation process had begun. Pure joy erupted as the young man leapt into the air, his hands raised in celebration of his success. A smug smile flickered across Lindsey's lips as he examined the personal status panel that had just appeared before him. He thoughtfully studied the stats of his pet, Little Snowball, paying special attention to its evolutionary potential. His eyes flashed with utter astonishment as he realized the evolutionary possibilities he had once thought impossible. Two majestic evolutionary paths appeared, leaving Lindsey stunned by a future full of hidden potential. Determination showed on his face as he embraced Little Snowball, realizing the path to becoming a true beast tamer had opened. The majestic silhouette of the final evolved form enveloped Lindsey, reinforcing his faith and hope. With a clear goal, he decisively interacted with the system screen to claim his first achievement reward. Lindsey stood firm as the system confirmed the receipt of achievement points and a precious crystal. His hand reached out, channeling energy from the achievement points into Little Snowball's small, glowing body. His eyes were intensely focused, witnessing Little Snowball being enveloped in a powerful, ascending pillar of blue light. The small creature successfully evolved, opening its glowing eyes with confidence to its owner's amazement. Lindsey lifted the now stronger Little Snowball, a satisfied smile on his face as he checked his remaining points. The joy was quickly replaced by a hint of disappointment as he pressed his cheek against his pet and sighed at its unchanged appearance. Images of expensive evolution materials appeared, reminding him of the long and costly journey ahead. Just as he resolved to leave, the bully leader blocked his way with a mocking smile, ready for a confrontation. Lindsey's expression was firm as he reassured Lil Snowball, which was emitting a blue light, about the important exam tomorrow. Zhang Hao's face contorted with anger, his bloodshot eyes glaring at his opponent's taunt. A close-up on Lindsey's eyes showed a calculating glint as he recognized the power of the Zhang family and decided to endure for now. The young man confidently adjusted his jacket, a defiant smile on his lips as he scheduled a duel for the final exam. The bully was momentarily stunned, unable to believe Lindsey's confidence. Zhang Hao and his lackey burst into arrogant laughter, mocking Lindsey and his non-evolving pet. A blonde-haired girl named Guan Ning angrily approached, cutting off Zhang Hao's laughter to defend Lindsey. Zhang Hao crossed his arms, his expression turning smug as he recognized Guan Ning and continued his derogatory remarks. With a mysterious smile, Lindsey gently advised Ning not to argue with them. Guan Ning looked at him, accepting his advice and saying she needed to go to the pet store first. Lindsey's lone figure stood before the large building, his mind troubled by the high cost of evolution materials. Under the afternoon sun, a flicker of exhaustion crossed Lindsey's face as he thought about his depleted savings. Guan Ning suddenly appeared and cheerfully invited Lindsey to her house for dinner. A hint of shyness appeared as the girl tucked her hair back, her eyes shining with a gentle light as she began an important question. She gracefully placed a hand on her cheek, directly asking if Lindsey would join her for the assessment exam tomorrow. Ning's face lit up with joy and she excitedly encouraged him to teach Zhang Hao a lesson. Back in his room, Lindsey held the expensive ice essence gem, contemplating the costly path to upgrading little Snowball. With a gentle gesture, Lindsey offered the precious, glowing evolution materials to his pet. A dazzling blue light suddenly erupted from the item, drawing the young man's astonished gaze. Little Snowball was enveloped in a chaotic vortex of icy energy. Its form began to transform violently within the evolutionary halo. In the center of a giant vortex of icy energy, a small figure was gradually appearing before Lindsey's eyes. The evolution process concluded, revealing the new form of a gracefully hovering, humanoid ice spirit. A confident and satisfied smile was evident on Lindsey's face as he clenched his fist. In a moment of contemplation, he considered his next move with his new companion. He was pleased to realize his pet's power had far surpassed the average level of other students. The small ice spirit snuggled against Lindsey, emitting a bone-chilling cold. From above, Lindsey stared in amazement at a giant ice crystal created by his pet, simultaneously receiving a reward from the system. Determination shone in his eyes as he reached out to claim the reward, affirming that his gamble had been absolutely correct. 2 reward items, a blue soul crystal and a red strength crystal, appeared in his palm. He was well aware that these crystals would simultaneously enhance both his spiritual and physical strength. Without a moment's hesitation, Lindsey immediately absorbed both crystals. Powerful energy flowed through his body, causing his eyes to flash with a brilliant amber light. His entire body erupted in a turquoise aura, and his personal strength stats soared to a new level. With a focused expression, Lindsey released a stream of energy from his palm. Feeling the new power surging within his body, his fist left a deep dent in the wall, a testament to his newly acquired superior physical strength. The small ice crystal spirit affectionately hugged Lindsey's leg, showing its close bond. With a determined gaze, Lindsey made the bold decision to use all his achievement points to upgrade his pet. He held out his hands, a stream of magical light enveloping the ice crystal spirit as the system began the upgrade process. The ice crystal spirit radiated a more powerful icy aura as the system interface confirmed it had reached Tier 2. Stage 4. A confident smile appeared on Lindsey's lips as he thought about the upcoming association assessment. Looking down from above, Lindsey and his cousin Guan Ning strode through the schoolyard, attracting the attention of those around them. Guan Ning chatted cheerfully with Lindsey, showing concern for his preparation for the important exam. Guan Ning's radiant smile showed her joy and support for her cousin's positive change and determination. Lindsey glanced at his cousin with a calm expression, tacitly acknowledging that he had indeed changed. 2 other female students pointed from a distance, whispering about the relationship between Guan Ning and the boy they considered a failure. The blonde girl looked envious and annoyed, not understanding why someone as talented as Guan Ning was close to Lindsey. A cold glint flashed in Lindsey's eyes as he heard the gossip, silently affirming their cousin relationship. Leaving the whispers behind, the 2 cousins continued to walk together, ignoring the stares of others. Guan Ning turned to him with a slightly worried expression, questioning his decision to use Lil Snowball in the assessment. Lindsey responded with a warm and confident smile, affirming his absolute faith in Little Snowball's hidden potential. Guan Ning suddenly hugged Lindsey from behind, her face beaming with joy as she suggested they go celebrate. Lindsey's face showed a hint of embarrassment and blushed at his cousin's intimacy. A strange girl angrily rushed forward, pointing an accusing finger at Guan Ning while her muscular brother stood right beside her. Guan Ning responded with a cold glare, while Lindsey frowned at the unreasonable accusation. The girl shouted the name Zhou Hong, and a romantic scene full of roses appeared around Lindsey and Guan Ning. A brief flashback showed Guan Ning crossing her arms and flatly rejecting the confession of a boy named Zhou Hong. Despite the explanation, the girl's face twisted in anger as she continued to scream. Guan Ning decisively took Lindsey's hand, deciding to leave and ignore the meaningless argument. The girl's muscular brother immediately blocked their path, his hand gripping Guan Ning's shoulder menacingly. A dangerous aura emanated as Guan Ning's eyes turned a fiery red, and she uttered a chilling warning. The muscular guy's expression froze in astonishment, clearly shocked by her sudden change. Anger quickly replaced surprise as he roared and channeled energy into his right arm. An extremely fast and powerful swing was unleashed, aimed directly at the girl. Lindsey suddenly appeared, his expression calm as he raised one hand to block the powerful attack. Guan Ning's red eyes widened, shock evident on her face as she witnessed Lindsey's strength. The accusing girl also screamed in surprise, unable to believe that the supposedly useless cousin could do that. The muscular guy's eyes were bloodshot as he gritted his teeth and glared at Lindsey defiantly. Cold determination was evident in Lindsey's golden eyes as shadows covered half of his face. He was sent flying backward by a powerful punch, creating a blur in the air. The accusing girl screamed in horror as she witnessed her brother being hit by an overwhelming attack. Lindsey stood there casually, hands in his pockets, while the muscular brother lay collapsed on the ground after the impact. The young man adjusted his collar, his confident gaze asserting his position as his cousin's protector. The muscular brother's face contorted with anger and extreme humiliation. Guan Ning stood frozen amidst the dust and smoke, completely astonished by her cousin's unexpected power. A blue aura enveloped Lindsey as he realized his newly enhanced extraordinary physical strength. Consumed by rage, the muscular brother struggled up from the ground, refusing to accept defeat. He thrust his tattooed arm forward, summoning a formidable blue energy to confront Lindsey. The blue energy erupted violently, heralding the arrival of a powerful entity. A large demonic wolf with fiery blue fur appeared, its fierce eyes staring straight ahead. With a smug smile, the muscular brother showed his pride in his second-tier summoned beast. Guan Ning's expression tensed as she realized the level difference between her pet and the opponent's. The girl's eyes glowed red, an energy orb forming in her palm as she prepared to join the fight despite the risks. Lindsey suddenly moved, shielding Guan Ning with his body and decisively stopping her from acting. He calmly faced the danger ahead, leaving Guan Ning behind with a look of confusion and worry. With worried red eyes, Guan Ning looked towards Lindsey, seemingly questioning the use of little Snowball. Lindsey turned away with a calm and confident smile, reassuring his cousin that he would handle everything. The accusing girl burst into arrogant laughter, mocking Lindsey and urging her brother to attack. At its master's command, the ghost wolf lunged forward, its body erupting in ghostly blue flames. Lindsey's expression remained completely calm as he held out his hand, a stream of blue energy gathering in his palm. A sudden blast of icy energy erupted from the ground, stopping the ghost wolf's attack. The giant wolf froze, its eyes showing clear astonishment at the unexpected power that had just appeared. Frost quickly covered the ghost wolf's face, the icy energy completely overwhelming its flames. Little Snowball released a stream of extreme cold, activating its ultimate ice domain skill. In an instant, the giant ghost wolf was completely frozen, becoming an exquisite, towering ice statue. The muscular brother and his sister were speechless, horrified by the unbelievable scene before them. Guan Ning stared with a stunned expression, unable to recognize the tiny creature that had caused this. Lindsey smiled and explained to his astonished cousin that little Snowball had just evolved. In desperation, the muscular brother screamed, ordering his frozen ghost wolf to move. Amidst the floating ice shards, the small creature was introduced by Lindsey with its new name, Ice Crystal Spirit. The ice statue of the ghost wolf suddenly cracked and then shattered into countless sharp fragments. The sharp ice shards rained down at the muscular brother's feet, marking his complete defeat. The muscular brother looked up, his face contorted in utter disbelief. Standing amidst the shattered remains of his pet, he was shocked to realize the truth of his opponent's power. His panicked sister cried for help, and realizing their fatal mistake, the siblings decided to flee. With a sharp gaze against a menacing red background, Lindsey blocked their path with a cold question. Lindsey's words left the siblings speechless, terror evident on their faces. Viewed from above, the two troublemakers lay sprawled on the ground among the sharp ice shards, completely helpless. A drop of sweat rolled down his temple as the muscular brother's eyes filled with fear. Completely subdued, the large young man bowed deeply before Lindsey to beg for forgiveness. Lindsey looked down coldly, signaling that his apology was directed at the wrong person. Immediately, he turned to Guan Ning, bowing his head to admit his fault and promising to punish the mastermind. The accusing girl stood frozen, staring in astonishment at her brother's cowardly act. Without a moment's hesitation, The muscular brother grabbed his sister's head and forced her to bow in apology. Guan Ning showed her disgust and waved them away, causing the siblings to hastily prepare to leave. As the ice shards gradually melted, Lindsey gently stroked the ice crystal spirit's head with a satisfied smile. Lindsey calmly watched the two terrified bullies scramble away from the scene. Guan Ning joyfully hugged Lindsey, her voice full of excitement and admiration for his victory. He gently patted his pet, reminding Guan Ning that they needed to hurry to the competition venue. The Royal Beast Tamer Association building appeared grandly under the morning sun. Inside the main hall, a group of young candidates looked up with curious and expectant faces. A giant origin stone stood tall, its green crystal core emitting a mystical glow. The crowd whispered and gossiped about the stone's size, with a few appearing unimpressed. In the crowd, Lindsey clenched his fist, his eyes shining with a steely determination to succeed in this crucial assessment. The young man stood quietly among the ranks of candidates, his calmness contrasting with the bustling atmosphere around him. A silver-haired examiner with a confident demeanor stepped forward, holding a bronze medal to explain the rules. A close-up of the sparkling bronze medal reveals 4 levels of challenges engraved on its surface. The examiner begins to explain the difficulty levels and their corresponding rewards for each choice. Detailed information about the rewards for each level, from low to superior, is projected onto the surface of the origin stone. The contestants react enthusiastically to the enticing rewards, especially at the higher levels. The pink-haired girl beside him turns to ask Lindsey with a curious gaze. Breaking his silence, the examiner offers a final piece of advice, emphasizing the importance of choosing wisely. The pink-haired girl's face turns serious, showing intense concentration before her decision. A decisive finger glides across the levels on the medal, stopping at the highest option. The results appear on the origin stone, revealing that only one person has chosen the superior level. Amazement and ridicule spread through the crowd as they realize some reckless person has chosen the hardest challenge. Amidst the skepticism, a firm hand decisively selects the glowing, transcendent, level badge. Confidence shines in Lindsey's golden eyes as he clutches the glowing badge in his hand. Lindsey calmly presents his choice before the astonished eyes of the pink-haired girl and the crowd. Shock and worry are evident on the pink-haired girl's face as she realizes his recklessness. The young man responds to the concern with a casual smile, completely in control of the situation. Whispers and doubtful glances from other contestants are directed towards Lindsey. The silver-haired examiner turns around, his tone carrying a stern warning. Despite the warning, Lindsey looks down at the badge with a determined gaze, affirming his choice was deliberate. The examiner's face distorts in a digital glitch effect, his blue eyes flashing with a scrutinizing light. A close-up of Lindsey's eyes glows with a golden light, reflecting an unshakable confidence. With a dismissive wave of his hand, the silver-haired examiner regards the young man's confidence as arrogance. The examiner stands before a giant, glowing crystal, preparing to officially begin the assessment. All the contestants, including Lindsey and the pink-haired girl, sit cross-legged in silence, ready for the test. A mystical turquoise energy begins to flow, enveloping the meditating contestants. The spiritual power erupts into a brilliant pillar of light, marking the beginning of the challenge. In the consciousness space, each contestant is encased in a separate energy sphere, floating in a green void. Looking at the energy map displaying the contestants, the examiner notices Lindsey with a knowing smile. From above, Lindsey stands alone in the vast virtual arena, the surrounding air still with silence. He lands on the ground, his body slightly crouching as he familiarizes himself with the new space. The young man realizes he has been transported into the virtual world of the origin stone. A fleeting memory confirms that any injuries in this world do not affect reality. With a confident smile, Lindsey stretches, ready to unleash his full power. A system screen appears before him, notifying him of an unclaimed Ghost Wolf victory achievement. His face lights up with excitement as he confirms he can access the system right here to claim the reward. The rewards are clearly displayed, 100 achievement points and a soul crystal. Without a moment's hesitation, Lindsey immediately uses all the items he just received. Energy surges as his stats and his pet ice crystal spirit's stats are significantly upgraded. Clenching his fist, a calculating smile forms on Lindsey's lips as he feels his chances of winning have increased. Along with his tiny pet, he waits in the middle of the arena as an opposite gate slowly opens. A giant shadow is cast as the muscular legs of a large creature step into view. The opponent is revealed to be a fire-type flame lizard. Level 1. Rank 7. With a brawny body and a flaming tail. Lindsey appears slightly puzzled, silently surprised by the seemingly low rank of the opponent at the highest difficulty. The flame lizard lets out a fierce roar, spewing a massive stream of fire towards Lindsey, who calmly orders a counterattack. In response, the ice crystal spirit unleashes its power, summoning countless sharp ice spears from the ground to meet the attack. A violent explosion of ice and fire marks the end of the battle. Amidst the cold vapor, the ice crystal spirit stands firm, asserting its absolute victory. The giant flame lizard is completely frozen, becoming a permanent ice statue. Lindsey stands beside his tiny pet with a confident look. Completing the first trial, the young man and his companion proceed to the next arena, ready for a new challenge. A bandaged monster stumbles out of the gate, identified as a level 1. Rank 9 opponent. A look of smugness is evident on Lindsey's face as he assesses the new opponent with disdain. From the control room, the silver-haired examiner silently observes the match's progress on a monitor. In just a moment, the bandaged monster shatters into ice fragments, lying motionless at Lindsey's feet. The examiner crosses his arms, his gaze turning serious as he prepares for the real challenge. The gate to the third stage slowly opens, signaling a more difficult confrontation awaits. A giant, decaying wooden hand emerges from the ground, casting a dark shadow over the entire arena. The monster's glowing eyes with concentric circles stare hauntingly. The blight beast, a plant-type creature of level 2, rank 2, lets out a threatening roar. The examiner shows a look of disbelief, convinced that Lindsey cannot possibly overcome this opponent. The ice crystal spirit launches an icy attack, but it only leaves a few scratches on the blight beast's tough bark. Lindsey's confident expression vanishes, replaced by surprise as he realizes the attack was blocked. The blight beast strikes the ground with a powerful blow, causing the arena floor to crack into pieces. Withered roots suddenly emerge, tightly wrapping around little Snowball in a deadly embrace. The plant monster lunges forward, hovering right above the bound and helpless ice crystal spirit. From the control room, the silver-haired examiner crosses his arms with a smug look, underestimating Lindsey's power. A flash of astonishment appears in the examiner's eyes as he witnesses a completely unexpected turn of events. From beneath Lindsey's feet, a massive wave of ice suddenly erupts, engulfing the terrified blight beast. Lindsey stands proudly behind his pet as little Snowball unleashes an ultimate icy domain. A confident and challenging smile appears on Lindsey's face as he prepares to launch his next attack. Countless sharp ice spikes pierce through the blight beast's back, causing excruciating pain. From above, the arena has now transformed into a vast sea of ice, with the blight beast trapped in the center. Larger and more powerful ice crystals continue to form, stabbing deeper into the monster's body. The icy energy accumulates and then explodes, shattering the blight beast's defenses from within. Lindsey gently pats little Snowball while the blight beast is completely frozen in a sparkling crystal block. The ice block vanishes, leaving a notification confirming the successful completion of the third level. The challenge continues as pairs of red, malevolent eyes appear from the darkness behind iron bars. Elsewhere, a brown-haired student looks up with a stunned and incredulous expression. The young man covers his face in despair amidst other students disappointed by their own exam failures. A brown-haired student collapses in despair over his failure, while another contestant in front cheers for his success. The brown-haired student and his friends glare with frustration and envy. Their expressions suddenly turn to astonishment as they realized a fearsome beast had just appeared. The crowd of candidates buzzed with excitement upon seeing a level 2 beast appear in a test meant for apprentices. An announcement confirmed the 4th level had been passed, leaving behind a giant monster completely frozen in crystal. From above, Lindsey and little Snowball calmly entered the arena for the final level. Disbelief swept through the crowd as they tried to figure out the identity of this unknown yet incredibly powerful young man. The pink-haired girl's red eyes narrowed in concentration as she observed the unfolding events. After celebrating her own success, the pink-haired girl immediately turned to look for Lindsey. From behind, the pink-haired girl looked towards the astonished crowd gathered in front of the screen. The pink-haired girl looked up, completely stunned by the news that Lindsey had passed the 4th level at the highest difficulty. A ferocious saber-toothed lion with a blazing red aura roared, identified as a fearsome level 2. Tier 5 monster. Horror was evident on the apprentices' faces, as they deemed this an impossible challenge for a newcomer. Lindsey stood there with a confident smile, while Little Snowball summoned countless sharp ice spears. Little Snowball launched a barrage of icy projectiles towards the lion monster. Lindsey's eyes flashed with surprise at the opponent's lightning speed. The saber-toothed lion lunged forward in a fierce attack, its claws crashing heavily against a defensive ice wall. Icy energy crystallized intensely around Little Snowball as it let out a silent roar. Disbelief was evident on the silver-haired examiner's face as he assessed the battle situation. Lindsey and his pet stood their ground, facing the giant saber-toothed lion in a tense standoff. With a sharp gaze, the young man analyzed his opponent's weakness. Well aware of Little Snowball's exhaustion, the saber-toothed lion's blazing red eyes flashed with ferocity, signaling an imminent attack. The giant lion swooped down from above, while Little Snowball below focused its icy energy on Lindsey's command. A glint of determination flashed in Lindsey's eyes as he identified the perfect moment to counterattack. Little Snowball unleashed a volley of sharp ice shards, aimed directly at the beast's descending claws. A violent icy explosion engulfed the saber-toothed lion, obscuring the view in a cold mist. The crowd of apprentices stared at the projection screen, bewildered by the unexpected outcome of the confrontation. The saber-toothed lion staggered as it landed, blue ice shards embedded deep in its back, causing pain and astonishment. A smile of admiration and hidden meaning appeared on the silver-haired examiner's lips as he recognized Lindsey's clever tactic. The examiner's and Lindsey's eyes met in a moment of understanding, acknowledging a well-calculated decision. Overcome by rage, the saber-toothed lion let out a deafening roar, preparing for a retaliatory strike. Little Snowball stood unsteadily, its small body trembling with exhaustion after the powerful attack. A new stream of energy, mystical purple and blue, began to gather around Little Snowball's hands. Little Snowball soared into the air, unleashing a massive ice storm down upon the saber-toothed lion below. Sharp ice crystals clung to the saber-toothed lion's claws, temporarily restraining its power. The beast roared in fury, its body suspended as the ice beneath its feet began to pierce upwards. Standing behind the ice crystal spirit, Lindsey remained calm, analyzing the opponent's inherent weakness to the icy assault. A flicker of tension crossed Lindsey's face as he realized he too was being restrained by some invisible force. Suddenly, a system notification with a dazzling purple and pink light appeared, signaling a new achievement had been unlocked. The young man looked at the virtual screen, his eyes filled with surprise at the newly appeared pet skill unlock function. Astonishment was clear on his chibi-like face as a list of new learnable skills appeared before him. Hand covering his chin in a thoughtful pose, Lindsey quickly realized the immense tactical potential of combining multiple skills. He scrolled through the options, his mind determining that a strong single-target control skill was what was needed most right now. His finger decisively selected the Arctic Chains skill, consuming 50 achievement points to unlock the new power. While Lindsey was upgrading his power, the saber-toothed lion didn't wait and lunged forward with a powerful, fiery pounce. The lion's roar was drowned out by a dazzling blast of icy energy emanating from the small ice crystal spirit. A brilliant halo of light erupted, enveloping the virtual arena as an upgrade notification appeared. The ice crystal spirit stood firm within the aura, its form becoming sharper, and a status panel confirmed it had reached level 2. Tier 7. The crowd of apprentices watching through the screen simultaneously turned towards the unusual light, their faces filled with bewilderment and confusion. Whispers of astonishment spread through the crowd. No one could believe a mid-battle upgrade without materials. Lindsey glanced over his shoulder with a confident smile, his hand raised in a challenging, beckoning gesture. On Lindsey's command, the ice crystal spirit prepared to unleash Arctic Chains on the ferocious saber-toothed lion. Glowing chains of ice instantly wrapped around the saber-toothed lion, restraining its movements. The beast roared and struggled violently, shattering a few ice fragments. But Lindsey had already recognized the decisive moment. From above, with a cold, sharp gaze, Lindsey unleashed a rain of sharp ice down upon the bound lion. The crowd of apprentices watching through the screen was utterly shocked, unable to comprehend the skill that had just been displayed. The silver blue-haired examiner shot up from his seat amidst the crowd, his face showing utter astonishment at Lindsey's pet possessing 3 skills. From a distance, The saber-toothed lion resiliently withstood the ice while a wave of turquoise energy surged in front of it. Lindsey narrowed his eyes, realizing the beast's hide was much tougher than he had anticipated. The ice crystal spirit's eyes flashed with a powerful purple light, readying for another devastating attack. In an instant, the saber-toothed lion was completely frozen inside a giant ice crystal. The battle concluded. The pink-haired girl jumped for joy, her hands raised high in celebration of Lindsey's spectacular victory. The crowd's reaction was one of utter disbelief, with some apprentices even suggesting he had cheated, while the examiner watched with folded arms and a pensive expression. The examiner's eyes glinted with admiration as he acknowledged that this was the first time he had witnessed an unknown talent suddenly shine so brightly. An aura enveloped Lindsey as a system screen appeared, announcing that his personal stats had been significantly enhanced. The system screen continued to display detailed information about the ice crystal spirit, confirming it had evolved to level 3, tier 1 and possessed 3 powerful skills. Basking in the glow of victory, Lindsey stood beside the ice crystal spirit in its new, evolved form, exuding confidence. Lindsey's gaze focused on the final notification from the system, a surprise reward allowing him to form a contract with a second pet. Lindsey thoughtfully considered the choice of a second pet while a system notification panel appeared, confirming his achievement. Lindsey's eyes flashed as he returned to reality after completing the test. Upon returning, Lindsey sat in the middle of the arena, surrounded by a crowd of apprentices staring silently in bewilderment. The crowd erupted in excitement, surrounding Lindsey with a barrage of questions and praise that left him slightly flustered. The pink-haired girl suddenly rushed forward and hugged Lindsey from behind in a warm, celebratory gesture. Lindsey's face flushed slightly and he broke into a contented smile as the pink-haired girl held him tightly. The silver-haired examiner approached, his eyes full of admiration, acknowledging the young man's extraordinary power. From an overhead view, the entire hall was stunned by the unprecedented sight, the examiner publicly admitting his mistake to an apprentice. The examiner made a prestigious offer, inviting Lindsey to join the Beast Tamer Association with special benefits. Utter astonishment was written on the faces of the surrounding apprentices as they realized the significance of the invitation Lindsey had just received. Lindsey faced the examiner, his mind carefully weighing the immediate benefits against future commitments. The young man's expression became resolute as he realized there was no such thing as a free lunch and accepting the offer would come at the cost of his freedom. With a respectful attitude, Lindsey decisively rejected the offer, leaving the examiner and everyone around him completely stunned. An opportunistic apprentice quickly spoke up, trying to seize the opportunity Lindsey had just passed up. To the astonishment of the person next to him, the judge appeared annoyed by the interruption, but deep down, he secretly admired Lindsey's foresight and wisdom. After regaining his composure, the judge turned to leave, politely accepting the rejection and leaving a promise for the future open. A close-up of the judge's hand points to the association's badge on his lapel, a silent symbol that the offer still stands. Lindsey walks away with an air of confidence, while a curious pink-haired girl peeks from behind him as a voice calls out He Zhenwen's name. From an overhead perspective, Lindsey and his companion walk across a large, sun-drenched schoolyard. The two stop abruptly, their expressions turning to surprise as they hear someone call Guan Ning's name. Guan Ning, a black-haired girl, proudly introduces her somewhat shy friend, Lu Xian, to her cousin. In a humorous fantasy moment, the admiring pink-haired girl clasps Guan Ning's hands, eagerly asking for Lindsey's contact information. Lu Xian boldly steps forward, holding her phone out to Lindsey with the hope of adding him as a friend. With radiant smiles, Lu Xian and Guan Ning congratulate the young man on his recent success. Lindsey appears flustered by the attention, while his companion crosses his arms, annoyed as he watches him make an excuse to leave. The admiring girl grabs the bewildered Lindsey's hand and runs off, leaving Lu Xian to chase after them with her phone in hand. A ding sound chimes as a phone screen lights up with a brief message requesting a visit to the office. Lindsey cautiously peeks into the office, catching sight of the back of a female teacher with striking pink hair. The teacher turns around, revealing a charming woman sitting comfortably at her desk. Acknowledging his impressive achievement, Lindsey's expression shows a hint of anxiety as he faces the teacher's intense gaze and presence. Suddenly pulled into a tight, powerful hug, Lindsey is completely overwhelmed by the teacher's enthusiastic praise. A comical image flashes through his mind of himself panicking and running away from a terrifying version of the teacher. After the intense moment, the teacher calms down and hands Lindsey a special-looking book. He takes the book, his eyes focusing on the title written in Chinese characters, recognizing it as a collection of basic spiritual techniques. In the office, the pink-haired teacher hands Lindsey a skill book, explaining the importance of spiritual cultivation methods. An illustrative diagram appears, depicting spiritual skills as a core combat method alongside pet taming. With a confident expression, the teacher emphasizes that powerful spiritual techniques can protect a beast tamer from danger. An illustration shows a fiery energy shield protecting its user from a small monster's attack. Lindsey bows his head in thanks with a determined look, while the teacher smiles and encourages him to seek her out if he encounters difficulties. Returning to his room, Lindsey sits on his bed in the warm light and begins to study the book he just received. The book's page opens, revealing the first skill, Spirit Guardian, an energy shield capable of resisting all damage. The young man contemplates thoughtfully, deciding to master the basics before entering the academy. Just 10 minutes later, a powerful blue energy envelops Lindsey as he meditates on his bed. His eyes flare with a brilliant golden light, reflecting his focus and surging power. A spherical blue protective aura suddenly erupts, completely enveloping his body. Lindsey stares in astonishment at his achievement, realizing he has mastered the technique in just 10 short minutes. A system notification appears with text confirming he has successfully comprehended a spiritual skill. The system interface displays before him, reporting the achievement points received and suggesting the option to upgrade the Spirit Guardian skill. Confidence shows on Lindsey's face as he realizes his system also works on spiritual skills. He interacts with the interface, deciding to use his accumulated points to improve the skill with the goal of saving more lives. An adorable chibi version of the ice crystal spirit appears and winks playfully at the audience. Meditating on his bed, Lindsey is enveloped in a brilliant blue energy sphere of the level 3 Spirit Guardian skill. A smug smile appears on his face as he notices the protective shield has become significantly thicker and wider. Leaning back, he calculates that with his current energy level, he can use this skill up to 78 times. His gaze focuses on a glowing spirit stone, an achievement reward he decides to use immediately. After absorbing the stone, Lindsey stands up, a blue aura surrounding his body as his spiritual power is upgraded. With abundant power, the young man mischievously thinks it would be a waste to use it only for defense. He opens a skill manual, looking at simple drawings depicting how to create an energy arrow. Flipping to the next page, his finger points to the diagram for the Spirit Impact skill, an attack that concentrates energy into a fist. The scene shifts outside, showing the quiet apartment complex under the night sky, a contrast to the training within. Lindsey closes his eyes, concentrating deeply as a blue energy mist begins to gather around him. His eyes snap open, his irises flashing with a determined golden light. He leaps from his bed, firing a blue energy arrow from his fingertip, which creates small sparks upon impact with the floor. Looking at the smoke rising from his hand, he assesses the skill as having high accuracy despite its low power. Without hesitation, he moves on to test the next skill, concentrating a brilliant yellow energy into his clenched fist. He throws a powerful punch forward, releasing all the accumulated energy in a blinding burst of light. The punch is delivered with immense force, consuming 30 points of spiritual energy instantly. He stares at the cracked hole in the wall, amazed by the terrifying destructive power of his recent attack. After mastering the skill, Lindsey receives a spiritual power recovery potion and decides to save it for a critical moment. The young man arrives at Deathtoll Canyon, a dangerous wasteland, where a group of people is waiting. Lindsey greets a green-haired young man, identified as the low-level beast tamer Zhang Lei. A muscular man, Zhao Mingshan, expresses skepticism about a pre-graduate student being assigned to the mission. The female beast tamer, Wang Shuiyan, interrupts him with a charming smile, acting friendly towards Lindsey. The girl invites Lindsey to walk with her, while the other two men watch from behind. With an air of confidence, Lindsey politely agrees, which seems to amuse Wang Shuiyan. Zhao Mingshan sternly reminds the group of the mission's danger, warning them not to be careless. Wang Shuiyan turns away with a dismissive look, appearing unconcerned by the warning. Zhao Mingshan declares himself the temporary team leader and sets the rule of dividing rewards based on contribution. Lindsey silently assesses his teammates as incompetent, relying only on basic skills for survival. Ignoring his inner thoughts, the young man cheerfully gives a thumbs up, agreeing to the fair division. With Lindsey's agreement, the group of 4 ventures deeper into the canyon together. From above, their figures shrink as they enter a vast, dark, and mysterious cave. The ground beneath their feet begins to tremble violently, signaling an approaching danger. A swarm of monstrous beetles with glowing cyan eyes emerges from the earth. While Wang Shuiyan panics, Lindsey stands firm, and Zhao Mingshan shouts the command to attack the beetles. Zhao Mingshan, with a grim expression, commands his horned rhinoceros, its blue horn glowing with energy. Zhang Lei smiles confidently, summoning his sharp windcutter mantis into the battle. Wang Shuiyan glances seductively at Lindsey while her fear wasp hovers, ready to strike. From the back, Lindsey observes with his arms crossed, assessing his teammates' strength as they enter the dark cave. A large swarm of luminous beetles emerges from the ground, their blue eyes emitting an eerie glow. With a determined gaze, Zhao Mingshan shouts a decisive command to attack. The horned rhinoceros charges straight into the swarm, sending beetles flying with its powerful headbutt. Zhang Lei smirks disdainfully, a green energy gathering in his hand as he prepares to act. The windcutter mantis darts forward like a green flash, leaving trails of light as it slashes through the air. The mantis's blades slash precisely at the luminous beetles, cutting them apart with ease. Wang Shuiyan commanded with a confident expression, determined not to let the enemy advance further. Her fear wasp shot out a volley of yellow poison needles, forming a deadly rain of attacks. The poison needles embedded themselves in the swarm of beetles, while the windcutter mantis continued its slaughter in the center. The defeated luminous beetles lay on their backs on the ground, their bodies twitching before becoming still. Zhang Lei turned to look at Lindsey with a smug look, suggesting a combination of their 3 powers. Wang Shuiyan smiled brightly, promising a reward while Zhao Mingshan and his rhinoceros stood guard at the rear. The surviving luminous beetles began to struggle to their feet, signaling the battle was not yet over. Lindsey stood with his arms crossed, a cold look in his eyes, silently judging his teammates' flashy attacks as useless against the insect swarm. Suddenly, a piercing shriek echoed through the canyon, emanating from the swarm of luminous beetles. Wang Shuiyan turned around, startled, her expression bewildered by the strange sound that had just erupted. Cyan energy erupted as the beetle swarm, now more aggressive, charged forward ferociously. Viewed from above, the group and their 3 pets were isolated amidst a sea of surging beetles. Zhang Lei screamed in panic as he realized a new, different type of beetle had appeared to support its kind. Lindsey's expression turned pensive as he speculated about the existence of a hidden death tall beetle king within. The horned rhinoceros roared in pain as it was swarmed by countless beetles and viciously attacked. A close-up shows a beetle sinking its mandibles into the flesh of one of the beasts, its eyes glowing malevolently. The windcutter mantis and fear wasp were also overwhelmed by the swarm. Struggling hopelessly, Zhao Mingshan and Zhang Lei screamed in desperation, trying to recall their unresponsive pets. Lindsey calmly explained that the swarm's shriek had a paralyzing effect, rendering the pets unable to follow commands. Wang Shuiyan's face paled in horror, and she clutched her head in despair as she realized their dire situation. Zhang Lei angrily grabbed Lindsey by the collar, demanding to know why he hadn't warned them sooner. Unfazed, Lindsey coldly warned that their real concern now was their own safety, not their pets. From the darkness of the cave, a massive army of beetles with eerie glowing eyes began to emerge. Completely overwhelmed, the group had no choice but to turn and flee for their lives. Zhao Mingshan's face was contorted in sheer terror as he screamed for everyone to run. The muscular man desperately fled from the charging swarm of luminous beetles behind him. Surrounded by a dark energy aura, Zhao Mingshan continued to charge forward in desperation. A close-up of his wide eyes reflects pure terror at the imminent danger. A sphere of blue energy suddenly appeared, enveloping and protecting the group from the attack. Lindsey stood calmly looking up, effortlessly maintaining the Spirit Guardian shield with one hand. Zhang Lei's jaw dropped in astonishment, unable to believe that a high school student could use such an advanced skill. With a cold expression, Lindsey ordered his panicked teammates to watch from behind him. Zhang Lei was completely dumbfounded, his earlier confidence vanishing before Lindsey's display of power. Lindsey reached out his hand, summoning his ice crystal spirit from a vortex of icy energy. The rest of the group, including Zhao Mingshan and Wang Shuiyan, stared at the unseen creature with disbelief. Standing confidently, Lindsey analyzed the swarm's weakness while his hand glowed with a blue light. A smug smile flickered across Lindsey's face as he realized his level 3 ice crystal spirit was the perfect counter to the enemy. The ice crystal spirit unleashed its full power, creating a fierce and powerful blizzard. The wave of ice swept through the canyon, instantly freezing the entire swarm of luminous beetles into glittering ice statues. Looking at the silent battlefield, Lindsey calmly ordered his teammates to retrieve their pets before it was too late. Zhao Mingshan looked at Lindsey with awe, his terror now replaced by admiration for the overwhelming power. Facing Lindsey and the wall of ice, Zhao Mingshan pleaded for safe passage with his pet in exchange for a reward. Zhang Lei, with a look of disbelief and anger, pointed directly at the young man and challenged his identity. A confident smile crossed Lindsey's face as he calmly confirmed his legendary identity. The disbelief on Wang Shuiyan's face quickly turned to astonishment, and she implored Lindsey to save their pets. Still refusing to believe, Zhang Lei angrily demanded that Lindsey prove himself by freeing their pets immediately. Losing patience with his teammates' foolishness, Zhao Mingshan landed a heavy punch on Zhang Lei's face. Standing over the fallen Zhang Lei, Zhao Mingshan asserted that the extraordinary power Lindsey had displayed was undeniable proof. The crystal ice encasing a luminous beetle began to crack and melt, signaling the imminent return of the danger. Lindsey glanced over his shoulder, warning the group that there wasn't much time before the entire swarm awakened. With a worried expression, Wang Shuiyan questioned his plan, reminding him that the swarm was only temporarily subdued. Standing alone on the edge of the icy chasm, Lindsey looked down into the darkness, determined to eradicate the threat at its source. From the ground, Zhang Lei looked up in horror as he realized Lindsey's insane intention to enter the monster's lair. Enveloped in an icy aura, Lindsey plunged without hesitation into the dark abyss with his loyal ice crystal spirit. An overhead view shows the two small figures of Lindsey and his spirit beast plunging into the center of a deep, swirling pit. Pausing in the near-absolute darkness of the lair, Lindsey realized his vision had been surprisingly enhanced. From the shadows, a giant beetle lord with countless eerie glowing eyes slowly emerged. Looming into view, Lindsey and the ice crystal spirit stood firm as a blue energy shield. Spirit impact effortlessly repelled the charging lesser beetles. A fierce swarm of luminous beetles charged from the darkness, their cyan eyes flashing with killing intent. Lindsey summoned a massive cyan energy shield to block the ferocious assault. The beetles shattered into pieces upon impact with the solid defensive shield. Facing the overwhelming number of enemies, Lindsey realized his own power had its limits. He quickly accessed the system, finding he had enough achievement points for new skills. The ice crystal spirit emitted a brilliant light, instantly absorbing and mastering 2 powerful ice-type skills. With glowing pink eyes and a confident smile, the icy creature displayed its new power. A solid dome of ice enveloped Lindsey and his companion, completely neutralizing the swarm's attacks. Amidst the shattering ice fragments, Lindsey stood firm, preparing to unleash a devastating area of effect attack. A vortex of icy energy swirled around the young man, drawing the entire space into its center. He unleashed Frost Nova, causing a terrifying explosion of ice to radiate from the ground. The ice crystal spirit raised a finger, condensing a small ice star filled with destructive energy. The wave of frost spread with incredible speed, wiping out everything in its path. The entire cave was engulfed in a blinding white light from the ice explosion, completely annihilating the swarm. A triumphant smile appeared on Lindsey's face as he witnessed the explosive power of the attack. The status panel appeared, confirming the ice crystal spirit had leveled up and was closer to its next evolutionary stage. The young man looked thoughtfully at the results, realizing this dangerous lair was an ideal place to train his power. A resounding roar from deep within the cave put Lindsey and the ice crystal spirit on alert. 2 dark-shelled beetles with glowing cyan eyes clicked their way out of the darkness. With unshaken confidence, Lindsey crossed his arms as the ice crystal spirit gathered energy for the upcoming battle. Outside, under the desert sun, Zhao Mingshan's group of 3 panted with exhaustion after their retreat. Wang Shuiyan's face was filled with panic as she insisted they report the danger to save Lindsey. Zhang Lei, with a disdainful look, dismissed the concern, claiming Lindsey had brought death upon himself. Zhao Mingshan angrily kicked Zhang Lei, seemingly to punish his callous attitude. A mysterious figure suddenly appeared, holding a rectangular metal object. The newcomer introduced himself as the bronze-tier beast tamer Luo Da with a smug smile. Zhao Mingshan, sweating profusely, confirmed the mission location with Luo Da, but his voice was full of hesitation. The temporary captain's eyes widened in astonishment as he recognized the prestigious bronze-tier badge. Both Wang Shuiyan and Zhang Lei were stunned, disbelieving their eyes at the newcomer's rank. A chart explained the hierarchy of beast tamers, highlighting the prestige of bronze, silver, and gold tiers. Luo Da confirmed his identity, explaining he was sent to handle the complex situation. With a glimmer of hope in her eyes, Wang Shuiyan boldly offered to accompany the high-ranking beast tamer. Luo Da lifted the girl's chin with his hand, his eyes filled with a condescending look as he agreed to her offer. The bronze-tier young man glanced at the other two men with contempt, bluntly declaring they were not qualified to follow. Horror gripped Zhang Lei and Zhao Mingshan as they vehemently refused to return to the lair. Amidst the remnants of the battle, a system notification appeared, granting Lindsey the Beast Slayer achievement and a new item. A self-satisfied smile appeared on Lindsey's lips as he examined the generous rewards from the system. The system interface confirmed the Ice Crystal Spirit had been successfully upgraded to Tier 3 Level 3. Lindsey looked forward with confidence, feeling his newfound power and that of his companion. Viewed from above, Lindsey and the Ice Crystal Spirit were just two small figures standing amidst the ominous silence of the massive cave. The young man's gaze suddenly sharpened, his intuition telling him a great threat was about to appear. A giant, razor-sharp pincer suddenly slammed down on the cave floor, heralding the rise of a monster. Lindsey looked up in utter astonishment as the giant beetle lord, much larger than anticipated, emerged from the darkness. He quickly analyzed the situation, realizing the monster must have evolved in a short period. The monster let out a deafening roar, and the system immediately warned of the danger of the Level 4 Deathtoll Striker. Faced with peril, Lindsey dismissed the thought of fleeing and resolved to fight for a worthy reward. Suddenly, a large rock golem appeared with a powerful surge of energy, ready for battle. The stone creature slammed a massive fist into the ground, creating a violent tremor. Amidst the chaotic battle, the rock golem rampaged while Luo Da was thrown backward. Luo Da and Wang Shuiyan looked on with relief and astonishment as Lindsey calmly emerged from deep within the cave. A hint of annoyance crossed Lindsey's face as he noticed the presence of the uninvited guests. Luo Da, with a confident air, stood in front of Lindsey and Wang Shuiyan, warning of the cave's danger. The giant Deathtoll Striker Beetle Lord emerged from the darkness, its green eyes glowing menacingly. Lindsey suddenly stepped forward, placing a hand on Luo Da's shoulder to stop him, asserting his right to confront the monster. Challenged, Luo Da turned to look at Lindsey with a look of both annoyance and arrogance. The Deathtoll Striker let out a deafening roar and charged forward with terrifying speed. Luo Da summoned his giant rock golem to block the attack, his eyes challenging Lindsey. A close-up of the Beetle Lord's ferocious face as it charged at the rock golem. The rock golem stood firm, blocking the Deathtoll Striker's charge, while Luo Da wore a smug smile. Icy chains suddenly appeared, binding one of the monster's pincers in a flash of blue light. Luo Da turned in surprise, realizing the ice attack came from Lindsey and his Ice Crystal Spirit. Despite acknowledging Lindsey's skill, Luo Da still confronted him, emphasizing the difference in their experience. With a determined expression, Lindsey signaled that he would also join the fight. Stunning Luo Da, Wang Shuiyan pointed behind them in panic, shouting a warning about an approaching danger. Another beetle burst from the darkness, easily shattering the incoming ice spears. Luo Da rubbed his forehead in frustration at Lindsey's meddling. Deciding to show the power gap between them, he began to cast a skill, causing the surrounding rock fragments to float and glow with an orange light. The rock golem's fist erupted with powerful energy, enhanced to Tier 4 Level 2 strength. Lindsey watched from behind a rock, his face filled with astonishment at the skill just displayed. The rock golem's arm shot forward with dizzying speed, leaving a blur in the air. With a powerful, rock arm earthquake, the stone arm slammed into the ground, creating a concussive blast. Amidst the dust and smoke, the Deathtoll Striker Beetle Lord staggered after taking a direct hit. Luo Da turned to look at Lindsey with a self-satisfied expression, while Wang Shuiyan stood behind with a worried look. The Beetle Lord's eyes flared with a brilliant golden light, signaling a rising fury. Enveloped in a crimson aura, the monster charged forward with a deadly, horn-piercing strike. A system notification appeared, confirming the Beetle Lord had entered a berserk state, its power soaring to Tier 4 Level 3. Luo Da's confidence vanished, replaced by strain as his rock golem struggled against the Beetle Lord's frenzied power. Lindsey and the Ice Crystal Spirit coordinated from the air, launching a spirit impact that focused energy on the monster. The collision created a thick cloud of dust, completely obscuring the outcome of the dual attack. As the smoke cleared, the Beetle Lord was knocked backward, while Lindsey and the Ice Crystal Spirit were poised to attack. The Ice Crystal Spirit unleashed a skill, creating icy chains that shot forward to bind the off-balance Beetle Lord. The ice chains rapidly crystallized, completely encasing the Beetle Lord in a sparkling prison of ice. Lindsey's eyes glinted with determination as he shouted the name of the move. Arctic Chains. The ice prison suddenly shattered into pieces, revealing the Beetle Lord had broken free in a burst of energy. Seizing the opportunity, Luo Da's rock golem charged forward to pin the weakened Beetle Lord, and he looked towards Lindsey with a smug smile. The Beetle Lord's powerful tail whip shattered the rock golem's arm into pieces. The rock golem's massive body was sent flying in a violent blur of motion. Amidst the clearing smoke, the rock golem lay motionless, its fragments emitting a faint spiritual vapor. Utter horror was visible on Wang Shuiyan's face as she screamed for everyone to run. Luo Da's expression turned grim as he gritted his teeth, deciding on a temporary retreat to preserve his strength. In contrast to the panic, Lindsey and his Ice Crystal Spirit stood firm, his gaze resolute as he faced the monster. Disbelief and anger flared in Luo Da's eyes as he shouted, unable to believe Lindsey's decision to stay. Amidst the tension, Lindsey calmly turned back, questioning Luo Da about the advanced enhancement technique. Luo Da was taken aback by the unexpected question, confusion and wariness evident as he stared at Lindsey's back. Lindsey's decisive finger tapped on a virtual interface, activating the explosive seed card. A blazing golden circle of energy erupted, enveloping Lindsey and the Ice Crystal Spirit in a surge of enhanced power. Luo Da's eyes widened in utter shock, unable to believe that Lindsey also possessed an enhancement technique. Icy and purple magical energy swirled around the Ice Crystal Spirit, transforming it into a more powerful form. Both Luo Da and Wang Shuiyan were speechless, their mouths agape at the unbelievable display of power unfolding. Lindsey's sharp gaze swept over the new power status display, a cold confidence appearing as he calculated the 1-minute duration. Together with the enhanced Ice Crystal Spirit, Lindsey held his head high, issuing a direct challenge to the giant Beetle Lord. The Ice Crystal Spirit unleashes its full power, summoning enormous icy chains named Arctic Chains to bind the Beetle Lord. Lindsey stands firm beside the enhanced Ice Crystal Spirit, aware that this immense power is only temporary. The Beetle Lord is sent flying backward by a powerful spirit impact, while Lindsey maintains his offensive stance with a determined expression. Countless sharp ice shards pierce the monster's hard shell, inflicting severe damage from within. Luo Da shouts in alarm, warning Lindsey that overusing such power will cost him his life. Lindsey calmly looks at his remaining spirit power display, reassuring everyone with his composed confidence. Luo Da's face contorts in utter astonishment, unable to believe the young man's extraordinary spirit power reserves. Hope shines in Wang Shuiyan's eyes as she realizes that Lindsey might actually be able to defeat this fearsome monster. The Ice Crystal Spirit unleashes a massive blast of icy energy, completely engulfing the screaming Beetle Lord. From a distance, the scale of the ice explosion envelops the entire cave, showcasing the attack's destructive power. The shockwave from the explosion pushes Luo Da and Wang Shuiyan back, both struggling to stay on their feet. Looking at the Beetle Lord's cracked and frozen shell, Luo Da begins to speculate about the extraordinary origins of the pet he had never seen before. Wang Shuiyan stares with wide eyes, trying to process the incredible hypothesis Luo Da is considering. Luo Da begins to recount the ancient legend of the 5 elemental god beasts that once saved the world and then vanished. Images of the 5 legendary elemental god beasts appear vividly, each possessing a unique and fearsome power. With only 30 seconds of enhancement time left, Lindsey raises his brilliantly glowing hand, preparing to end the battle. The Ice Crystal Spirit compresses all its remaining energy into a single dazzling point of light, ready for the final blow. gravely wounded and crippled. The beetle lord lets out agonized cries as it tries to crawl away to escape. From the air, Lindsey and the ice crystal spirit launch their finishing attack on the desperate beetle lord below. Thick smoke rises from the charred corpse of the beetle lord after taking the fatal blow. A system notification appears, confirming the first ever kill of the final boss, Deathtoll Striker. While Wang Shuiyan bursts with joy over the victory, Luo Da looks annoyed at being upstaged by Lindsey. The effect of the enhancement card wears off, causing the ice crystal spirit to stagger and shrink back to its original form. Lindsey kneels, gently patting the ice crystal spirit's head as notifications about its level up continuously appear. The young man's face glows with satisfaction as he thinks about his pet's evolutionary potential. His joy multiplies as the system rewards him with the precious evolution materials he needed. A hand suddenly rests on Lindsey's shoulder, interrupting his moment of celebration. Luo Da approaches Lindsey with a meaningful expression, clearly wanting to discuss something. He points towards the monster's corpse and makes a bold offer to buy the credit for killing the beetle lord. Wang Shuiyan turns with a look of shock and indignation at Luo Da's audacity. Unfazed, Luo Da names a specific price to purchase the achievement. Lindsey quietly considers the offer, realizing it's a beneficial deal for his future plans. The young man stands silently listening to Luo Da's persuasion. While Wang Shuiyan clearly shows her disapproval, Luo Da spreads his arms, emphasizing that the offered sum is a huge saving and the associated benefits are significant. With a pleading look, Luo Da seals the deal by promising to owe Lindsey a big favor. Lindsey smiles knowingly, fully aware of the priceless value of the favor he just gained. The transaction is complete as Lindsey receives a fund transfer notification on his phone from Luo Da. A sudden loud noise makes Lindsey turn around with a confused and wary look. Lindsey and Luo Da look up in astonishment as a giant eagle descends from a cavern above. A silver blue-haired man dashes out of the cavern, causing the group to startle and step back in surprise. The stern expression of the man, He Zhenwen, exudes authority as he adjusts his coat lapels. Wang Shuiyan clenches her fists, her eyes shining with admiration as she recognizes the presence of a legendary silver-rank beast tamer. He Zhenwen faces Lindsey and Luo Da, creating a tense, silent moment. Breaking the silence, Lindsey calmly raises a hand in greeting with an unusually confident demeanor. Luo Da's expression turns to horror as he realizes the young man knows the high-ranking official. From above, He Zhenwen observes the group and the beetle lord's corpse. Beginning to assess the situation, Luo Da hastily reports to He Zhenwen, asserting that the mission was completed successfully. He Zhenwen glances at Lindsey but mistakenly assumes that Luo Da was the key player in this achievement. With a sincere attitude, He Zhenwen offers an apology to Lindsey. While Lindsey skillfully deflects the credit to Luo Da scratches his head in embarrassment, unable to hide his proud and joyful expression at the unexpected praise. Wang Shuiyan watches quietly, silently admiring Lindsey's emotional intelligence and tact. He Zhenwen formally offers compensation to Lindsey and requests to retrieve the monster's corpse for research. With a stunned look, Luo Da is secretly amazed at the huge sum of money Lindsey just received. Standing opposite He Zhenwen, Lindsey scratches his head and accepts the generous compensation from the association official. A subtle, knowing smile appears on Lindsey's face as he realizes the true meaning behind the money. He Zhenwen watches Lindsey from a distance with a calculating look, viewing the transferred money as a strategic investment in a young talent. He Zhenwen's hand rests gently on the beetle lord's massive corpse, a meaningful gesture before he leaves. Lindsey stands silently watching He Zhenwen's retreating back as he disappears, leaving the giant monster corpse behind. The young man's eyes widen, revealing utter shock at a sudden discovery. As the three of them leave the dangerous area together, Luo Da cheerfully brings up the great deal Lindsey just made. Lindsey holds up a finger, tactfully reminding Luo Da that their deal also included a future favor. Turning to leave, Luo Da solemnly promises to never forget the favor and says he'll see Lindsey again. Wang Shuiyan watches Luo Da's retreating figure, her eyes filled with admiration for the two talented men she just met. The charming beast tamer waves goodbye to Lindsey, expressing her hope for a chance to collaborate with him in the future. With a confident smile, Lindsey waves back, affirming that such an opportunity will surely come. Under the neon lights of the city at dusk, Lindsey walks with a pale blonde girl, his mind already on using his newfound money to buy a B-rank pet. The doors of the Dragon Beast pet store open, and a graceful female employee smiles and gestures to welcome them. Lindsey stands at the counter, decisively stating his purpose to the waiting employee. From an overhead view, the employee leads Lindsey to a vast display area with countless pets housed in glass enclosures. Inside the Dragon Beast pet store, strange creatures sit in illuminated glass enclosures, waiting for a new owner. A variety of potential pets, from a small horned demon to a blue sprite, are displayed on shelves. Lindsey walks along the display aisles, his eyes assessing the quality of the low-rank beasts for sale. His system analyzes a mushroom child and a bone snake, revealing that neither has any hidden evolutionary paths. The young man's gaze lands on a flame imp with hidden potential, but he quickly dismisses it, thinking it can't compare to his current pet. The store employee approaches with a professional smile to quote a price, startling Lindsey with the high cost. With a confident gesture, the employee explains that the steep price includes the necessary evolution materials. Deciding to search further, Lindsey recalls his own pet's unexpected evolution, a reminder that true potential isn't always documented. As he continues to browse the store, a sudden alert from his system flashes, signaling the presence of a pet with a hidden king rank evolution route. Astonishment is written all over Lindsey's face as he stops abruptly, his eyes wide at the unexpected discovery. His gaze focuses on a small, unremarkable stone monster, yet a vague sense of familiarity stirs in his mind. A detailed analysis revealed the creature's two paths, a normal evolution and an extraordinary hidden route to becoming a rock god. The interface continued to display the fearsome form of the rock ghost, along with a list of materials needed to achieve the next evolutionary step. A smug smile flickered across Lindsey's lips as the pieces of memory clicked into place. He realized this was the base form of Luo Da's powerful pet, and that the other beast tamer had no idea he had missed a creature with divine potential. Lindsey thoughtfully considered, noting that a warrior-type rock monster would perfectly complement his current mage-type pet, completely unaware of its true value. The enthusiastic female staff member advertised the rock monster as a cheap and convenient option. Lindsey confidently sealed the deal and listed the necessary evolution materials. The female shopkeeper was skeptical, arguing that these expensive materials couldn't be used to evolve such a low-level pet. With a mischievous look, the young man explained that the materials were just a gift. He winced internally as he watched his account balance plummet after the payment. The transaction was complete as the female shopkeeper handed Lindsey the bag of materials and the sealing orb. The sealing orb containing the rock monster glowed brilliantly, hinting at a hidden power. A system notification popped up, confirming Lindsey had successfully contracted his second pet. Night fell over a residential complex, shifting the scene to Lindsey's home. Sitting on the floor, he carefully laid out the evolution materials he had purchased earlier. The rock monster was summoned in a burst of blue energy, ready for its upgrade. Lindsey stared intently at the small creature, deciding to use his achievement points to accelerate its growth. A powerful surge of energy enveloped the rock monster as it was upgraded to Tier 2. Level 2. He sat on the sofa, musing about the goofy-looking pet that possessed a god-level evolution path. The rock monster's eyes lit up with excitement upon seeing the evolution materials. The stone creature lunged forward with surprising speed to devour the red-colored material. Lindsey pointed to the remaining bowl of powder, reminding his pet to finish the rest. To his dismay, the rock monster shook its head, refusing to eat the rest of the expensive powder. Lindsey threw his hands up in exasperation as his rock monster stubbornly refused the bowl of evolution food. The young man's face showed clear anxiety as he realized his pet was still sulking. To resolve the situation, Lindsey summoned another ally, causing the small rock monster to look on in confusion. The ice crystal spirit emerged from the summoning circle with menacing, glowing red eyes. From behind, Lindsey watched with satisfaction as the fully recovered ice crystal spirit appeared. While the rock monster remained defiant, provoked, the rock monster roared and charged forward in a red aura of fury. A swift collision occurred, creating a resounding thud. The ice crystal spirit coolly tapped the stubborn rock monster on the head with an ice knife as a warning. Another blow of icy energy struck, leaving the rock monster dazed. Lindsey put a hand to his forehead, both frustrated and slightly amused by his pet's stubbornness. Under the ice crystal spirit's stern gaze, the rock monster finally relented and began to whimper pathetically. It reluctantly ate the elemental essence, its body trembling from the unpleasant taste. A system notification panel appeared, confirming the growth rate had reached its maximum of 100%. Lindsey cautiously stepped back as a powerful dark energy with red flecks began to pour out from the ground. The energy erupted violently, gradually coalescing into a large, humanoid shape. As the smoke cleared, the new evolved form, a powerful rock ghost, stood tall with a detailed status panel displayed. A smug smile appeared on Lindsey's lips as he mentally mocked Luo Da for missing the monster's true potential. The rock ghost's glowing red eyes flashed menacingly, signaling a challenge immediately after its evolution. Lindsey whipped around, his expression one of alarm as he registered his new pet's act of defiance. With a resounding roar, the rock ghost summoned sharp rock spikes from the ground, wrecking the room. The stone creature quickly lunged towards the levitating ice crystal spirit, completely ignoring its master's commands. The rock ghost's fist shot forward with terrifying speed, carrying destructive power aimed at the ice creature. A sudden explosion of icy mist erupted, shimmering with magical light to block the attack. Surprise was evident on the rock ghost's shadowy face as its punch was stopped. The ice crystal spirit stood firm, having erected a massive ice shield, an impenetrable barrier. Lindsey confronted the rock ghost furiously, sternly reprimanding it for its insubordination as a system notification appeared. The young man's gaze sharpened as he decided to teach it a lesson. Activating the evolution process for the ice crystal spirit, enveloped in a brilliant blue aura and snowflakes, the ice crystal spirit began its transformation. The rock ghost stood frozen, completely stunned by the spectacle of power unfolding before it. The stone creature could only watch helplessly as the evolutionary energy was absorbed. Sensing the impending shift in power, the evolution concluded, revealing the new form of the Ice Maiden, an ice goddess with superior power and skills. The Ice Maiden's ruby-colored eyes opened, exuding an all-seeing majesty and composure. Lindsey couldn't hide his astonishment at the incredible power upgrade of his loyal pet. Feeling the pressure from the Ice Maiden, the previously arrogant rock ghost now trembled and took a step back in submission. The rock ghost recoiled in awe as sharp ice pillars erupted from the ground, while the Ice Maiden stood firm in a frosty mist. With a cold, decisive gaze, Lindsey issued a command to the Ice Maiden, asserting his absolute control. A shower of sharp ice rained down on the terrified rock ghost, overwhelming it in a relentless assault. Completely overpowered, the rock ghost knelt on the floor, submitting to the Ice Maiden's majestic power. Lindsey stood looking down at the prostrated creature, his tone asserting his undeniable position as master. A deadly light flashed in Lindsey's golden eyes, a silent warning of the consequences of disobedience. Sweat beaded on the rock ghost's mask as it trembled before its master's ultimatum. Without a moment's hesitation, the rock ghost bowed its head deeply, a gesture of unconditional surrender to Lindsey. The ice spikes vanished just above the terrified rock ghost's head, a reminder of the power just demonstrated. The scene shifted as Lindsey gently patted the now docile, bowing rock ghost's head, causing the Ice Maiden to look over in confusion. A sudden knock on the door broke the silence, and Lindsey turned with a wary expression. The door opened to reveal an angry, muscular neighbor confronting Lindsey about the recent chaos. Lindsey scratched his head with a sheepish grin, trying to placate the enraged neighbor. The burly man yelled, holding up his fingers to demand an exorbitant amount of compensation for the damages. Lindsey's expression shifted from sheepish to utter shock as he registered the huge compensation amount being demanded. The neighbor slammed his hand on the doorframe, giving Lindsey a 3-day deadline to pay up. The neighbor's threat was cut short as the towering rock ghost appeared behind Lindsey, its glowing red eyes silencing him. With glowing red eyes and a sinister grin, the rock ghost raised its fist, looming behind the stunned neighbor. Sheer terror was visible in the neighbor's wide eyes as he faced the menacing threat. Lindsey calmly intervened, stopping the rock ghost's powerful punch just before it connected with the neighbor. The neighbor sweated in fear as the rock ghost's armored hand hovered near his neck. Lindsey feigned an apologetic look, trying to soothe the trembling neighbor while the rock ghost stood still behind him. A menacing red light flashed from the rock ghost's eyes as it stared down the man, scared out of his wits. The neighbor hastily backed away, waving his hands to drop the demand for compensation. A smug and somewhat mischievous smile appeared on Lindsey's lips after he had resolved the trouble. The desolate scene of the room with its cracked wall was a testament to the recent battle. Lindsey slept soundly with the Ice Maiden lying beside him, while the loyal rock ghost stood guard on the floor. The dawn light shone on the apartment complex, heralding the start of a new day. Lindsey was startled awake by the shrill ringing of his phone, with the ice maiden curiously looking at the screen beside him. From the other end of the line, Guan Ning, with her light pink hair, sternly reminded him of the important exam. Lindsey's expression changed from sleepy to utterly panicked as he realized he had forgotten the momentous event. He rushed to the gate of Zhongning Academy, where the other students had already gathered in full. Guan Ning joyfully waved and called out loudly when she saw Lindsey had finally arrived. From a distance, Zhang Hao and his group looked at Lindsey with eyes full of contempt and hostility. Lindsey strode towards the school gate, ignoring the chatter of the other students. The pink-haired teacher suddenly appeared and teased Lindsey with a light punch for being late. With a look of concern, the teacher asked Lindsey about his training, as he looked tired. From afar, Guan Ning curiously observed the conversation between Lindsey and the teacher. Standing on a high platform, the teacher began her speech to all the elite students of the school. All the students, including Guan Ning, responded in unison to the teacher's encouragement with raised fists. The teacher's gaze focused on Lindsey, placing all her faith and hope in the young man. The red bus carrying the students rolled along the winding mountain pass road. On the bus, Guan Ning struck up a conversation with Lindsey, who seemed apologetic for not replying to her messages. Guan Ning's face shone with pride as she shared the good news of her success. Lindsey showed genuine surprise and joy, clenching his fist to cheer her on. The bus entered a road overlooking the vast and modern cityscape of Zhongning. Overwhelmed by the beauty of the city, Guan Ning excitedly leaned over Lindsey to look out the window. Lindsey's face turned red from Guan Ning's sudden proximity. She turned back to look at Lindsey, who was still flustered by the recent situation. They both blushed shyly and turned away, the air becoming awkwardly silent. While waiting, Lu Xian leaned in and whispered something to Guan Ning. The majestic Zhongning Royal Beast Taming Academy appeared before a crowd of astonished students. A group of female students, including Lu Xian, couldn't hide their admiration for the school's grandeur. From atop a stone statue, Lindsey pensively looked down at the vast campus and the other students below. Determination was evident in his amber eyes as Lindsey coldly demanded the crowd to make way. Li Pengyun, a confident silver-haired young man, led a large group of students from Qinping High School to register. The camera panned, following the Qinping group's confident strides as they entered the school grounds. The group of students from Kangxia No. 3 High School arrived, featuring the muscular Tanyang and the charismatic Guoxin Yi. Lu Xian earnestly encouraged her friend, the short pink-haired girl. In the face of competition from other schools, Lindsey gave an encouraging thumbs up to the short pink-haired girl, who only glanced at him indifferently. The small group from Pingai No. 1 High School, led by the short pink-haired girl, moved forward with determination. Zhang Hao and Li Pengyun looked at the group of students from Pingai with unconcealed disdain. A map appeared, highlighting the remote location of Pingai compared to the larger cities of Kangxia and Qinping. Lindsey suddenly threw a small object with extreme force, creating a resounding clang as it bounced off a stone statue. A teacher named Shin He stepped out, offering a friendly smile and introducing himself as the person in charge of registration. Teacher Chin He began his speech to all the candidates gathered in the courtyard. The teacher's smile vanished, replaced by a serious expression as he revealed the harsh nature of the exam. A wave of anxiety spread through the crowd of students, with Lindsey and Lu Xian at the front also looking tense. Li Pengyun stood with his arms crossed and a smug look, while the admiring pink-haired girl angrily pointed at him. In the middle of the vast schoolyard, Tanyang smugly asked Guoxin Yi about any worthy opponents in the exam. Guoxin Yi's pink eyes narrowed in silence as she intently observed something in the distance. Li Pengyun glanced over his shoulder with a serious expression, silently acknowledging the strength of an unseen rival. Seen from behind, Guoxin Yi continued to observe the crowd of students, her bubblegum bubble still intact. Lindsey stood quietly, his gaze directed downwards with a pensive look, detached from the surrounding noise. Guoxin Yi turned around, her eyes showing surprise and curiosity as she noticed Lindsey's unusual presence. Tanyang noticed Guoxin Yi's distraction and inquired, while she tried to hide her interest. Amidst the crowd, Lindsey gave a discreet smile as he felt his power had attracted attention. With a contemptuous smirk, Tanyong dismissed any concerns, enveloped in an aura of overconfidence. Teacher Chin, he stood before all the students, announcing the upcoming schedule and free activities. Hearing about free food, the admiring pink-haired girl's eyes lit up with excitement and she urged her group towards the cafeteria. An overhead view showed the students beginning to disperse, finding seats in the large dining hall. 2 male students sat at a table, glancing and making lewd comments about Lu Xian's appearance. One of the boys motioned for his friend to quiet down, although he agreed with the remark. A pair of chopsticks carefully picked up a large chicken drumstick, showing a gesture of care and concern. In a comical moment, a chibi version of Lindsey sweated profusely as he faced a mountain of food his companion had served him. Lu Xian and Guan Ning cheerfully teased Zhang Xiaoyun about Lindsey as they ate together in the cafeteria. Zhang Xiaoyun's face flushed with embarrassment at her friend's comments. From another table, a student looked astonished to see Lindsey surrounded by girls. His friend, a reddish-brown-haired boy, looked over with unconcealed jealousy and annoyance. An unfamiliar student, Zhou Shang, approached Lindsey's group's table and politely asked to sit with them. Zhang Xiaoyun's eyes narrowed warily at the stranger's sudden appearance. Zhou Shang sat down opposite Lindsey, joining the Pingai school group's table. The newcomer introduced himself as Zhou Shang from Qinping High School with a seemingly friendly smile. Zhou Shang started a conversation with Lindsey, who remained calm and ate while listening. He skillfully probed about an outstanding student from Pingai, his scrutinizing gaze fixed on Lindsey. Lu Xian and Guan Ning realized Zhou Shang's intention to gather information and looked at him with suspicion. Zhou Shang hastily waved his hands, trying to mask his true intentions with a friendly demeanor and a harmless explanation. Zhang Xiaoyun coldly interrupted, making it clear she was unwilling to share any information. Undeterred, Zhou Shang continued talking and mentioned the leader of Qinping School, Li Pengyun. Just then, Li Pengyun, a charismatic silver-haired young man, entered the cafeteria with his group. Li Pengyun's power was revealed through the image of his fearsome level 3 plant-type monster. Lu Xian and Guan Ning couldn't hide their astonishment and worry at the news of such a powerful opponent. Zhou Shang smugly listed an opponent's advantages, while Guan Ning and Zhang Xiaoyun appeared unimpressed. Zhang Xiaoyun's expression tensed as she realized the significant power gap between her pet and the level 3 opponent. Zhou Shang continued to point things out, directing Lindsey's attention towards a girl with pigtails. Guoxin Yi, a pink-haired female student with a reputation for being a troublemaker, was revealed to possess a formidable level 2, Tier 8 pet. At their table, the group of girls marveled, discussing the ability to train a beast to such a high level in a short time. Lindsey thoughtfully explained that high spiritual power could allow someone to directly contract with more powerful beasts. Guoxin Yi's pink eyes narrowed inquisitively as she sensed someone watching her. The pink-haired girl playfully winked and gave a 2-fingered salute, returning the gaze with confidence and charm. Lindsey's face turned into an embarrassed expression, flustered by the unexpected attention. Zhou Shang changed the subject, revealing another formidable opponent named Tanyong, who possessed a rare dual-element pet. The news of a dual-element beast left Lu Xian and Guan Ning gaping in astonishment. Zhang Xiaoyun remained calm, explaining that such beasts were extremely rare and nearly impossible to tame. Lindsey fell into thought, realizing the immense potential of his own dual-element rock and ghost-type rock ghost. After sharing the information, Zhou Shang leaned forward with a calculating look, asking about the identity of the person who passed the highest level test. Lu Xian flashed a bright smile, playfully pointing as if about to reveal the answer. Lindsey calmly gnawed on a chicken leg, while everyone's thoughts turned to an absent person. The 3 girls unanimously confirmed that the person Zhou Shang was looking for hadn't arrived, cleverly protecting Lindsey's secret. Guan Ning faced Zhou Shang and denied knowing the person he was looking for. Zhou Shang reluctantly accepted the answer, picking up his food tray and preparing to leave. As he turned away, a skeptical thought flashed through Zhou Shang's mind as he believed the mysterious person was among this group. The black-haired young man walked towards his table, where 3 other teammates were eating. A silver-haired rival in Zhou Shang's group watched with a haughty look, declaring he would test Lindsey himself later. Lu Xian turned to question Lindsey about why he would hide such a proud achievement. Lindsey cautiously explained his strategy of keeping a low profile, earning an admiring look from Guan Ning. Lindsey's group of 4 stood up together and walked down the aisle between the dining tables. Guan Ning excitedly suggested that the girls train together tonight so they wouldn't fall behind other schools. The short, pink-haired girl turned back and unexpectedly invited Lindsey to their room so all four of them could be together. Lindsey froze for a moment, his mind conjuring an image of three girls in bikinis beckoning to him. Suddenly, a hand reached out from behind and grabbed the ribbon on Guan Ning's shoulder. The silver-haired rival and his two cronies blocked their path with a provocative offer. A smug look was evident on the silver-haired leader's face as he stared directly at Guan Ning. With eyes blazing in anger, Guan Ning reacted instantly, swatting away the harasser's hand with all her might. The silver-haired rival easily caught her wrist, an amused smile on his face at her strong resistance. His two cronies burst into mocking laughter, while others watched with worried expressions. Lindsey's shadow, with glowing red eyes, appeared menacingly behind Guan Ning. Lindsey's face was revealed, his eyes blazing red and cold as he issued a short command. Guan Ning turned back with a worried expression, trying to de-escalate the situation in the face of the rival group's smug looks. With a disdainful smirk and a toothpick in his mouth, Shu Rui uttered a provocative, belittling remark towards his opponent. A clenched fist faced Shu Rui's smirking face, the tension rising to a peak. In a red blur, Lindsey threw a powerful punch straight into Shu Rui's face. The force of the blow sent Shu Rui and his cronies flying backward in astonishment. The two remaining cronies, stunned then enraged, got into a fighting stance to retaliate for their leader. Enveloped in a dark aura, Lindsey stood firm, his protective rage for his sister fully unleashed. The two thugs' expressions shifted from smugness to utter shock at Lindsey's unexpected power. Lindsey's eyes now glowed orange-yellow, his gaze locked onto his opponents with unwavering determination. Enraged, Shu Rui sprang up, channeling glowing energy into his fist to prepare a counterattack. A calm hand suddenly intercepted Shu Rui's wrist, stopping his attack. Li Pengyun, the long-haired leader, appeared and grabbed Shu Rui's wrist, who looked astonished by his intervention. Facing Lindsey and Guan Ning, Li Pengyun acknowledged the power in the young man's punch as a peace offering. Lindsey turned away, his resolute expression indicating the matter was not over in his mind. From above, Li Pengyun led his group away, leaving Lindsey and his friends to watch in the still tense space. Lindsey and Li Pengyun faced off in a fiery confrontation, their blue and green auras flaring intensely. Guan Ning urged Lindsey to leave, but he remained silent with a determined expression. Calm and focus were evident on Lindsey's face as he closed his eyes amidst the blue energy flow. Before leaving with Guan Ning, Lindsey glanced back over his shoulder with a promise to meet in the exam. From Li Pengyun's perspective, he quietly watched Lindsey's group leave while Guan Ning expressed her admiration for her brother. A cryptic and dangerous smile appeared on Li Pengyun's shadowed face as he targeted Lindsey. Night fell upon a large, magnificent building, with warm lights shining through its windows. Inside, a luxurious bathroom was filled with steam and sparkling soap bubbles. Guan Ning and Zhang Xiaoyun were squeezed into the bathtub with a playfully annoyed Lu Xian. With an adorable and mischievous expression, Guan Ning explained that this was her way of thanking her friend for her help. Zhang Xiaoyun happily agreed, revealing that their pets had grown stronger, increasing their chances of winning. Teased by her friends, Lu Xian became flustered and asked them to stop their playful antics. In a vast hall, the trainees had gathered in neat rows, waiting for the exam to begin under the supervision of Qin He. Standing on a high platform, Qin He began his speech with a seemingly friendly smile, promising good news. The proctor's expression suddenly turned stern as he pointed at the trainees and made a harsh remark. Guan Ning was stunned with shock and anger, while Shu Rui and his group pointed at her, blaming her for the collective failure. With a bruise on his face, Shu Rui glared hatefully, igniting Guan Ning's fury, who vowed to confront him in the exam. Standing on the high platform, Teacher Qin He announced the upcoming exam, named the Secret Forest, to a hall crowded with trainees. A giant crystal stele flashed, projecting an illusion of a dense forest filled with lurking monster silhouettes. A close-up showed a ferocious wild boar with glowing red eyes and sharp tusks, signaling the danger within. A dinosaur-like creature opened its maw full of sharp teeth, letting out a silent, menacing roar. With a smug smile, Qin He pointed to his arm, explaining the personal scoreboard that would track each contestant's performance. An information panel appeared, breaking down the scores based on the rank of the defeated beast, with level 3 being the highest. The instructor's expression grew more sinister as he revealed a central stele that would publicly display the rankings of the top 10. Anxiety and fear spread through the crowd of trainees as they realized the existence of nearly invincible level 3 monsters. He loudly announced the exam duration was 4 hours, after which only the top 10 contestants would be admitted. From the crowd, Lee Pungyun stepped forward with a sharp gaze, asking a pointed question about the competition's limits. He's face was shrouded in shadow with a demonic red glow as he revealed a cruel rule. Contestants could eliminate each other to steal points. The shocking news threw the trainees into chaos, with some immediately starting to scheme, planning to target other rivals. The muscular young man Tanyong cracked his knuckles with a confident smile, ready to take advantage of the new rule to show his strength. In contrast to the chaos, Guoxin Yi coolly blew a bubble, her sharp gaze sweeping over the crowd. He silenced the noise with a stern warning, while offering the ultimate prize of the freshman leader position to the winner. Lindsey's gaze became firm and sharp, a fire of determination igniting as he silently accepted the challenge. A montage appeared, depicting the faces of the main rivals, Lee Pungyun, Tanyong, Guoxin Yi, and finally Lindsey and Guan Ning, all ready for the battle for supremacy. Guan Ning's expression shone with determination, resolved to find and assist Lindsey in the trial. Looking down from above, Lindsey instructed Guan Ning on their reunion plan as soon as the illusion began. A confident smile appeared on Guan Ning's lips as she agreed to her cousin's plan. On the podium, Teacher he demanded silence from the gathered crowd of students. A burst of vibrant pink energy erupted, signaling the start of the examination within the illusion. Lindsey appeared alone in a lush green forest, beginning his journey in the secret forest. He warily observed his surroundings, quickly assessing the new and potentially dangerous environment. In the distance, a giant pink stone stele glowed atop a hill, drawing attention. Lindsey checked his wrist, where a timer and score counter had been activated. The young man deduced that the lack of ranking information would force everyone to move towards the central stone stele. A diagram formed in his mind, illustrating how the stele would become a dangerous hotspot for conflict. With a sharp gaze, Lindsey realized the true nature of the exam was a battle royale among the players. He smiled smugly as images of the Rock Ghost and Ice Maiden appeared beside him, ready to enjoy the game. A sudden noise broke the silence of the forest, heralding an impending encounter. A two-headed forest python suddenly emerged from the foliage, confronting the vigilant Lindsey. Encased in a blue energy shield, Lindsey calmly maintained a defensive stance to ensure his safety. The Rock Ghost was summoned and charged forward, ready to carry out its master's command. Lindsey stood with the Rock Ghost, silently calculating a strategy to test its full power. A two-headed forest python slithered by, but the Rock Ghost only watched it leave warily. The young man signaled it to stop, analyzing that hunting low-level prey was not optimally efficient. Its stone fist clenched. The Rock Ghost's glowing eyes shone with excitement at the prospect of a greater challenge. A flicker of worry crossed Lindsey's face as he wondered if Guan Ning could find him. In another development, Guan Ning and her fire-type pet had just defeated a giant flaming centipede. The girl breathed a sigh of relief, checking her score and remaining time with a confident look beside her firebird. With a decisive point of her finger, Guan Ning ordered her pet to fly off on a mission. The firebird spread its wings and soared over the treetops, carrying a mysterious pink object. Guan Ning's expression turned pensive as she silently called Lindsey's name, her gaze fixed on the distance. In the vast sky, the firebird continued to circle, becoming a brilliant speck against the clouds. The image of the forest was clearly reflected in its bright eyes, showing intense focus. Elsewhere in the forest, another student was struggling to fight a giant snail. Horror was evident as the student fled in panic from a pursuing winged, frog-like creature. A troop of monkey monsters with bizarre smiles appeared, creating a scene that was both humorous and unsettling. Guan Ning hurried after, realizing that the distance between her and her pet could not be too great. With a determined gaze, she decided to trust her judgment and Lindsey's strength, hoping to find him via coordinates. Guan Ning stood firm, facing the charging, aggressive golden-backed ostrich head-on. The pink-haired girl nimbly leapt over the monster as it slid past with flaming feet. After dodging a powerful peck, Guan Ning landed and quickly assessed her opponent's strength. Her fierce magic bird transformed into a fiery silhouette, ready to deliver the final blow from above. Magical flames engulfed the ostrich in a swift attack, securing an easy victory. Suddenly, a brilliant flash of light cut across the battlefield, signaling an unwelcome intervention. Guan Ning's expression shifted from confidence to astonishment as she turned to identify the source of the interruption. A powerful, hairy hand snatched the incoming weapon, displaying formidable strength. Shu Rui, the silver-haired rival, appeared with a smug smile next to his massive Odo barbarian beast. A sneering and conceited smile was evident on Shu Rui's face as he looked at Guan Ning. From a distance, Guan Ning angrily confronted Shu Rui about his despicable act of kill-stealing. With a dramatic gesture, Shu Rui ordered his Odo barbarian to attack the hovering fierce magic bird. The barbaric creature leapt into the air, swinging its boomerang weapon in a deadly arc. Guan Ning's eyes widened in horror as she screamed an urgent warning to her pet. The boomerang suddenly changed direction mid-air, hurtling straight towards Guan Ning instead of its original target. The young girl lost her balance, falling backward in a desperate attempt to dodge the surprise attack. Seizing the opportunity, Shu Rui suddenly closed in from behind, restraining and gagging the stunned Guan Ning with his hand. Shu Rui held Guan Ning tightly from behind, a smug smile on his face as he explained his tactic. On its master's command, the hairy Odo barbarian had captured and neutralized the flaming fierce magic bird. Shu Rui's face was cast in a menacing shadow, his eyes glinting with malice as he looked at the terrified Guan Ning. A close-up of Shu Rui's arm showed his score had increased to 40. Confirming the successful theft. Elsewhere in the forest, Lindsey calmly watched his rock ghost curiously poke a defeated pig monster. Lindsey continued deeper into the forest, encountering two new monsters, a giant clawed monkey and a big mouth monster. The pink big mouth monster arrogantly turned its back, seemingly not considering Lindsey a threat. A new student named Zhou Shang appeared, boasting about his score of 60 with a smug expression. Zhou Shang looked surprised as he recognized Lindsey from the cafeteria, his gaze falling on the impressive rock ghost beside him. Lindsey smiled, silently calculating, realizing Zhou Shang didn't know his true identity and could be a useful source of information. Under Zhou Shang's admiring gaze, the rock ghost looked sparkling and majestic. Zhou Shang walked on, thinking to himself that Lindsey couldn't be the one who passed the difficult test because that person used an ice-type beast. While Lindsey and the rock ghost followed behind. With a humble expression, Lindsey skillfully downplayed the rock ghost's power, saying it was just an ordinary pet. Zhou Shang proudly showed off his big mouth monster, emphasizing its rarity and high rank. After being praised by Lindsey, Zhou Shang proposed they team up to help the young man earn more points. Hiding his true intentions, Lindsey happily threw his hands in the air, feigning extreme excitement at the offer to cooperate. Zhou Shang's face darkened with a sinister smile as he planned to eliminate Lindsey after using him. The quiet forest scene unfolded, hiding a tense confrontation. Shu Rui's hand was suddenly gripped by Guan Ning, signaling a reversal of the situation. With a decisive martial arts move, the pink-haired girl slammed her attacker onto the grassy ground. Sprawled on the ground, Shu Rui gritted his teeth, his face filled with anger and bitterness. The defeated man's eyes widened, reflecting utter horror at the scene unfolding before him. Guan Ning stood tall, her eyes glowing red and her entire body enveloped in a dark, wrathful aura. A violent burst of purple-pink energy erupted as her pet began its transformation process. From within the smoke, the fierce magic bird re-emerged in a demonic form, stunning the Odo barbarian. The demonic creature swooped down, targeting the panicked Odo barbarian at its master's cry for help. Utter fear was etched on the Odo barbarian's face as it confronted the terrifying new power. Overwhelmed by terror, the pet beast abandoned its master and fled deep into the forest. Guan Ning looked down at Shu Rui with a smug expression, mocking the cowardice of his pet. In a desperate plea, Shu Rui tried to beg for mercy to avoid a painful beating. A piercing scream echoed through the forest, marking the end of the confrontation. As Guan Ning coldly turned away, her score updated, leaving an unconscious Shu Rui behind. The leaderboard appeared, confirming Guan Ning's rise to 4th place with 70 points. From the control room, Judge Qin he observed with satisfaction, impressed by the contestants' talents. A fleeting memory showed a solitary Li Pengyun walking through a fantastical pink landscape. Back in reality, the silver-haired young man calmly faced a massive, muscular spotted tiger. His pet, the poison ivy demon, a level 3 plant monster, emerged with menacing green eyes. The tiger let out a ferocious roar and charged, while the poison ivy demon's eyes glinted in the foreground. The poison ivy demon struck first, its vine-like roots lashing out at the charging beast's back. Counter-attacked, the plant creature was flung into the air by the tiger's force. The spotted tiger seized the opportunity, clamping its jaws down on the poison ivy demon in midair. The tiger landed heavily with its prize in its mouth, while Li Pengyun watched from a distance with a nonchalant air. Li Pengyun's calm expression suggested he was commanding his pet to end the charade. A hazy image of a blue wolf monster being absorbed flashed through his mind. Sudden horror dawned in the spotted tiger's eye as it realized the deadly trap. Dark green roots burst from within the tiger's body in a gory explosion. The poison ivy demon stood triumphantly over the fallen beast's corpse, completely unharmed. Its roots began to glow as they tightened around the tiger's body to absorb its life force. The poison ivy demon's tendrils twisted together, forming a dense mass as it completed the absorption. Li Pengyun turned his back on the tiger's withered husk as his score skyrocketed to 210. Bathed in an eerie green light, a smug and sinister smile spread across Li Pengyun's face as he asserted his top position. A glowing red rock formation stood out amidst the lush green foliage of the dense forest. From behind, Tanyang and Guo Xinyi observed a virtual leaderboard showing Li Pengyun's commanding lead. A smug look crossed Tanyang's face as he glanced at Guo Xinyi. Noting her high rank on the scoreboard, the two discussed a ruthless strategy of hunting people, deciding to steal points from other contestants. Guo Xinyi stared straight ahead, her gaze sharp as she considered their first target. Tanyang looked back at the leaderboard, dismissing Li Pengyun as too strong and considering other options. Tanyang's face was cast in a menacing shadow, his eyes glowing with malicious intent as he selected Guan Ning as their prey. Guo Xinyi expressed curiosity, wondering about the absence of Lindsey, a rumored talent, from the rankings. Tanyang scoffed, dismissing Lindsey's reputation and confidently leading his partner towards Guan Ning's location. A decisive finger pointed east, setting the direction to pursue their target. The forest scenery blurred into a green streak as the pair sped off at a breakneck pace. In a quiet moment, Guan Ning stood in a clearing as her fierce magic bird landed gracefully beside her. The young girl and her pet stood face to face, mutually vigilant against the dangers lurking in the surrounding woods. A flicker of worry crossed Guan Ning's face as she rested her chin on her hand, wondering about her cousin Lindsey's whereabouts. In a parallel development, Lindsey and Zhou Shang journeyed through the forest, escorted by the rock ghost and the big mouth monster. A gaunt, thorny withered beast burst unexpectedly from the undergrowth, its wide eyes staring wildly. Zhou Shang flashed a confident smile, signaling for Lindsey to stand aside as he prepared to face the monster alone. A smug grin appeared on Zhou Shang's face as he silently plotted to claim the points. The rock ghost delivered a thunderous punch, hurtling towards the withered beast with devastating force. The withered tree monster collapsed into a pile of debris, a defeat symbol marking its end. With menacing red eyes, the rock ghost stood tall over the battlefield while Lindsey watched silently from behind. Zhou Shang's expression turned blank, his silence conveying his unspoken disappointment. Disbelief morphed into utter shock on Zhou Shang's face at the overwhelming power of the attack. A countdown timer on a display showed 2 minutes and 20 seconds remaining. The updated leaderboard revealed Lindsey had skyrocketed to 9th place with 120 points. The teacher in the control room stared at the screen, impressed by Lindsey's rapid ascent. A flash of understanding crossed his eyes as he realized Lindsey was cooperating with another contestant. Zhou Shang appeared disgruntled with Lindsey for ending the fight so quickly, leaving him no chance. Lindsey calmly explained his strategy, offering a conciliatory gesture for the next battle. Zhou Shang's face darkened with envy and ambition, silently resolving to overthrow Lindsey later. A sudden alert about a rare beast appeared, catching Lindsey's attention with the prospect of bonus points. Through the dense foliage, a massive, mysteriously shimmering golden tree came into view. The group approached the giant golden tree, their small figures dwarfed by its majesty. Awe struck them as they realized it was a true golden tree, a target worth massive bonus points. A giant golden root suddenly shot out, ensnaring Zhou Shang and flinging him into the air while Lindsey fell back in surprise. Suspended upside down by the root, a panicked Zhou Shang cried out in desperation. A demonic, golden glowing face slowly emerged from the tree's trunk. The full view of the giant tree monster, the withered golden beast, was revealed, holding a helpless Zhou Shang captive. Zhou Shang's face contorted in terror as he recognized the identity of the fearsome monster. Even his pet, the big mouth monster, was snatched by another root as Zhou Shang desperately called for help. Zhou Shang's spiritual energy was rapidly drained, indicated by a freezing effect enveloping him. From his perspective, Zhou Shang looked desperately towards Lindsey and the rock ghost, pleading for aid. Lindsey stood with his arms crossed coolly, his gaze indifferent as he reminded him of their deal. Zhou Shang tried to bargain in a panic, offering to team up against the powerful foe. Ignoring the plea, Lindsey, along with the rock ghost, turned to leave, abandoning Zhou Shang to his desperate fate. Panic peaked on Zhou Shang's face as he begged Lindsey not to abandon him. Lindsey paused, turning back with a calculating look and offering a condition for his help. For a moment, a sly smile flickered across Zhou Shang's face as he decided to trade vital information for his rescue. Facing the giant monster, Lindsey commanded Zhou Shang to speak up with the valuable information. With tears in his eyes, Zhou Shang screamed, begging to be saved before revealing secrets about Li Pengyun's and Guo Xinyi's skills. Lindsey recognized the value of the information, his gaze turning sharp and decisive as he called upon his pet, the rock demon, to act. At its master's command, the rock ghost charged into the dense forest to attack. Its red eyes glowed fiercely as it lunged forward with incredible speed. The rock ghost's stone fist collided powerfully with the golden branches of the withered golden beast. The rock creature was flung into the air by a series of sharp golden spikes. It was helplessly knocked back by the overwhelming power of the giant plant monster. Rock Ghost tried to withstand the fierce attack but was still pushed back. In midair, it spun around and unleashed a powerful kick towards its opponent. The gleaming golden vines of the withered golden beast quickly shot out to block the attack. Rock Ghost was tightly bound by the vines, completely immobilized in midair. From a distance, Lindsey watched the battle with a worried expression. Realizing the disparity in power, he looked at his bound pet and decided that he had to use a secret trump card. A glint flashed in Lindsey's eyes as a sudden idea struck him. Squeezed by the vines, Rock Ghost groaned as it struggled in vain. Lindsey's face showed fierce determination as he shouted his pet's nickname. Rock Ghost's red eyes flared with new power, responding to its master's urgent call. The withered golden beast seemed surprised by this sudden, tenacious resistance. The vines tightened further, completely enveloping Rock Ghost in a gleaming golden cocoon. Rock Ghost's attack dissipated uselessly against the withered golden beast's power. Drained of energy, Zhou Shang cried out in despair as he was bound. From behind, Lindsey quietly watched the countdown timer and the rising number of eliminations. In the control room, Examiner Qin he thoughtfully assessed the young genius's potential. The withered golden beast's golden tentacles loosened as Rock Ghost's physical form dissolved into black smoke. A stream of dark purple ghostly energy swirled and converged violently in midair. Lindsey's eyes shone with astonishment as he witnessed the unexpected transformation. Rock Ghost was reborn in a glowing blue ghostly form, unlocking a new skill for 30 seconds. Hanging upside down, Zhou Shang was stunned by the unbelievable scene unfolding. A look of confidence appeared on Lindsey's face as he looked at his pet in its new ghostly form. The withered golden beast let out an angry roar, sensing the threat from its new opponent. Completely intangible, Rock Ghost easily passed through the enemy's physical attacks. Lindsey realized that the ghostly form had made Rock Ghost immune to all physical damage and control. The young man quickly checked Rock Ghost's skill panel, preparing for the next attack command. With a decisive gesture, Lindsey ordered Rock Ghost to target the monster's eyes and abdomen. Rock Ghost summoned all its power, pulling rocks from the ground to form projectiles. The rock projectiles shot out with terrifying speed, repeatedly striking the body of the withered golden beast. The withered golden beast writhed as Rock Ghost attacked from within, sending Zhou Shang and his pet flying. Lindsey's expression hardened as he realized that Rock Ghost's attack was not strong enough to finish off the monster. A panicked Zhou Shang urged Lindsey to run while he and his pet hastily retreated. Worry was evident on Zhou Shang's face as he realized his points would be lost if Lindsey died. Despite the warning, Lindsey stood his ground, his determined gaze following Zhou Shang's fleeing figure. The withered golden beast roared in fury and whipped its golden roots towards the young man. Facing the incoming attack, Lindsey calmly called out Ice Maiden's name. Preparing a new plan, Ice Maiden suddenly appeared in a flash of icy blue light, shielding Lindsey with her body from the deadly roots. Ice Maiden's pink eyes flashed with a cold light, signaling an impending counterattack. She unleashed a fierce ice storm, creating icy vortexes that enveloped and neutralized the withered golden beast. Amidst the frozen battlefield, Rock Ghost reappeared in its solid, armored combat form. With glowing red eyes, Rock Ghost charged forward, channeling all its power into a devastating punch. The powerful impact pierced through the withered golden beast's body, causing it to shriek in agony. Ice Maiden, with an ice crown on her head, maintained a cold and composed expression, continuing to command her power. Rock Ghost prepared for its next attack by reactivating its ghost form skill. A shower of ice rained down from Ice Maiden, disintegrating the golden monster while the ghostly Rock Ghost stood firm in the eye of the storm. Lindsey's fist glowed with a brilliant golden light, his resolute expression showing the battle was not yet over. Lindsey launched a decisive mental attack, combining the powers of ice and rock to annihilate the withered golden beast. Amidst the ravaged battlefield, the withered golden beast crumbled while Zhou Shang and his pet fled in panic in the distance. A system notification appeared, confirming the complete annihilation of the withered golden beast. Rock Ghost materialized with a new, powerful appearance, while a notification panel showed it had reached level 3 and learned a new skill. Lindsey's face lit up with satisfaction as he reviewed the gains from this resounding victory. The status screen displayed the score and remaining time, showing Lindsey and Rock Ghost taking a brief rest after the battle. From afar, Teacher Chin he was stunned by the student's incredible display of power. Lindsey gazed thoughtfully into the forest, realizing that hiding his true strength had now become more difficult. At a safe distance, Zhou Shang and his pet stared back in astonishment at the remnants of the battle. The color drained from Zhou Shang's face in horror as he realized the truth that Lindsey had single-handedly defeated the fearsome monster. Zhou Shang pointed incredulously at Ice Maiden, asking Lindsey about her identity. Lindsey was inwardly panicked by his oversight, but then a mischievous idea popped into his head. The quick-witted young man pointed at Ice Maiden, pretending to be confused and not know who she was. Zhou Shang became even more confused, wondering if the humanoid creature was a wild beast or someone's pet. Panic rose in Zhou Shang's mind as he began to suspect that Lindsey was a legendary figure and feared he would be the next target. Lindsey quietly observed Zhou Shang's panicked reaction with a deadpan expression. Following a silent command, Ice Maiden prepared to charge, ready to stage an attack to deceive Zhou Shang. A look of confusion appeared on Ice Maiden's face as she received a puzzling command. Lindsey silently nodded to confirm the plan, while a panicked Zhou Shang pointed at them. A shower of sharp ice created by Ice Maiden shot towards the terrified Zhou Shang on the ground. Despair washed over Zhou Shang as he clutched his big-mouthed monster, believing this was the end. In the middle of the forest, Ice Maiden calmly maintained the attack, her ice shards glittering in the sunlight. A selfish thought flashed through Zhou Shang's mind, deciding to sacrifice Lindsey to escape himself. The big-mouthed monster suddenly lunged forward with a bewildered expression, obeying its master's abrupt command. To protect its fleeing master, the big-mouthed monster swallowed Lindsey whole. Through an energy screen, Ice Maiden reassured Rock Ghost that she was fine and signaled for it to retreat. Rock Ghost responded with a similar message, showing its agreement and trust in the plan. After running for some distance, Zhou Shang stopped, panting, next to his pet, with Lindsey still inside. A smug smile crossed Zhou Shang's sweaty face. Believing he had escaped, Zhou Shang's relief quickly turned to utter shock as he realized something was wrong. Inside the monster, Lindsey sat calmly with his arms crossed, enveloped in a protective blue aura. Zhou Shang fell into a panic again, unable to comprehend why Lindsey was unharmed after being swallowed. The big-mouthed monster's body began to convulse and glow intensely from within. Unable to withstand Lindsey's power, with a powerful retch, the big-mouthed monster spat Lindsey out, the young man landing gently, completely unharmed. Zhou Shang stared in stunned silence at Lindsey, who had mysteriously escaped and was casually dusting off his clothes. Lindsey continued his act, fabricating a naive reason for his previous actions that left Zhou Shang silently contemplating. A smug look appeared on Zhou Shang's face as he silently mocked Lindsey for being a fool. Lindsey deftly changed the subject, asking about exclusive soul techniques while Zhou Shang was still gloating. To dodge the question, Zhou Shang pointed towards a glowing stone tablet in the distance, suggesting they go check the rankings. On the way, Zhou Shang condescendingly explained soul techniques, completely unaware that he was being led on. Lindsey's expression turned attentive as he specifically asked about the strength of the top rankers. Li Pengyun and Guo Xinyi. Zhou Shang excitedly ran towards the pink stone tablet, eager to confirm his position on the leaderboard. The leaderboard lit up brilliantly, unexpectedly revealing Lindsey holding steady in 5th place with 180 points. Zhou Shang's face fell in disappointment as he failed to find his name in the top 10. Disappointment quickly turned into malicious resolve as Zhou Shang hatched a plan to steal Lindsey's points. Zhou Shang turned to face Lindsey with a sinister smile, preparing to execute his plan. Zhou Shang's eyes widened in horror as he realized an unbelievable truth right before him. Lindsey's arm glowed, clearly displaying his 180 points, a number Zhou Shang never expected. Zhou Shang staggered back in utter shock, his mouth agape in disbelief that the boy he had looked down on had such a high score. A close-up on the leaderboard highlights Lindsey's name and score, confirming his formidable status. Completely stripped of his confidence, Zhou Shang cowered by the stone tablet, stammering Lindsey's name. Lindsey's golden eyes glinted with cold confidence as he calmly faced his opponent. Zhou Shang recoiled, his face contorted with fear and disbelief. A horrifying realization dawned on Zhou Shang as he understood that Lindsey had been hiding his true strength and also possessed the Ice Maiden. Standing before the virtual leaderboard, Lindsey coldly reminded Zhou Shang of his debt and demanded information. Cornered, Zhou Shang furiously ordered his big-mouth monster to attack, deciding to settle things with force. A view from inside the slimy throat of the monster as it lunges to devour Lindsey. Lindsey swiftly slammed the rock ghost to the ground, creating a powerful impact to counterattack. The Ice Maiden's crystallized hand radiated a chilling aura, signaling an impending ice attack. The Ice Maiden unleashed a massive wall of ice, instantly freezing and neutralizing the big-mouth monster. Zhou Shang collapsed to the ground, staring in horror at Lindsey standing beside his two newly revealed powerful pets. Lindsey and his pets turned to leave, declaring he would take his opponent's rare beast as a prize. Utterly broken, Zhou Shang cried out in desperation, begging for his life and promising to reveal everything. Lindsey paused, a contemplative look on his face suggesting he was reconsidering his decision. Zhou Shang's eyes widened with fear and confusion at Lindsey's pregnant pause. Bathed in a powerful aura, Lindsey spread his arms, confidently declaring his absolute superiority. Sheer terror consumed Zhou Shang as he screamed at Lindsey's final command to attack. Zhou Shang fell backward in horror, his body pierced by sharp plant-like spikes. Defeated, Zhou Shang weakly called out Lindsey's name as Li Pengyun and his pet emerged from behind. With a smug grin, Li Pengyun stood beside his poison ivy demon pet, declaring he had been waiting for this encounter. Panicked, Zhou Shang hastily warned Li Pengyun about the power of Lindsey's ice-type pet. Lindsey's gaze sharpened as he recognized the new opponent, ready to settle their unfinished business. Li Pengyun coldly allowed Zhou Shang to leave, who gladly accepted and turned away. A maniacal smile spread across Zhou Shang's face as he celebrated his points being transferred to his boss. The poison ivy demon pet stood tall amidst the dissipating smoke, showcasing its formidable power. On the hillside, the block of ice imprisoning the big-mouth monster shattered into pieces and vanished into thin air. The updated leaderboard showed Li Pengyun had jumped to first place with 430 points, pushing Lindsey down to 5th. Li Pengyun confronted Lindsey and the rock ghost, challenging him to see who truly deserved the number 1 spot. Lindsey appeared indifferent, declining the title match, which Li Pengyun interpreted as an admission of defeat. Li Pengyun burst into savage laughter, mocking Lindsey's cowardice and vowing to eliminate all other top contenders. His eyes gleamed with mania as he reveled in the addictive thought of destroying his rivals. As Lindsey turned away, a thought struck Li Pengyun as he realized the connection to Guan Ning. Lindsey's face hardened with worry, realizing Guan Ning was in grave danger. Lindsey decisively dashed eastward, with the rock ghost following closely behind. With a smug smile, Li Pengyun ordered his poison ivy demon to block their path. The poison ivy demon shot its roots forward with terrifying speed. Vines tightened around the rock ghost, neutralizing Lindsey's stone companion. Simultaneously, Lindsey was enveloped by a cage of vines, trapped within a green sphere of energy. A look of contempt was clear on Li Pengyun's face as he taunted his captured opponent. At its master's command, the poison ivy demon prepared to drain the energy of its two captives. Cornered, a defiant glint flashed in Lindsey's golden eyes. Suddenly, the Ice Maiden appeared behind Li Pengyun, exuding a deadly, cold aura. Li Pengyun's confidence shattered, replaced by utter astonishment as he turned around. The Ice Maiden summoned a giant ice entity, unleashing a blizzard towards the enemy. The poison ivy demon recoiled in terror from the overwhelming icy power. With a cold and composed expression, the Ice Maiden controlled the ice storm with absolute precision. The rock ghost used its strength to shatter the brittle ice around it, easily breaking free. Lindsey turned his back on the decided battle, his gaze firm and unwavering. As Lindsey and his pets continued on their way, the ice entity shattered into countless fragments, leaving Li Pengyun in defeat. Icy shards from the poison ivy demon's tendrils shattered on the ground. From a distance, Lu Gang watched in amazement as the remaining tendrils began to strangely regenerate. With a smug smile, the blonde-haired student Lu Gang realized this was a golden opportunity to snatch points. He targeted the icy figure in the distance, mistaking it for Li Pengyun's pet. Lu Gang summoned his pet, the iron-armored dragon, and ordered it to charge head-on. Standing beside his armored dragon, he taunted his unseen opponent with absolute confidence. The iron-armored dragon charged forward and smashed the ice figure, leading Lu Gang to believe he had won. A flicker of confusion crossed Lu Gang's face as he looked at his wrist and saw his score hadn't changed. He and his dragon stood still, sensing something was amiss in the quiet forest. A sense of unease grew as Lu Gang squinted suspiciously over his shoulder. A figure shot out from the thicket with terrifying speed, closing in on him in an instant. Li Pengyun suddenly appeared from behind, his hand clamping down on Lu Gang's shoulder. Li Pengyun's face transformed into a grotesque, bark-like shell with glowing green eyes, revealing his synchronization technique. Entangled by the living branches, Lu Gang screamed in panic, ordering the iron-armored dragon to attack. His efforts were in vain as the iron-armored dragon was ensnared by the poison ivy demon's tendrils and completely neutralized. The armored dragon was fully absorbed by the tendrils, vanishing into thin air like a puff of white smoke.